Fore players at Barstool Sports. We are back. We're live. That reminds me right away. Ain't no lobby podcast.
No.
Saw that
Nope.
one a lot.
We don't like it.
Why?
Because it is a lobby. So it's just like not. Like
Yeah, but everybody
kids
wears
doesn't-
Ain't No Hobby gear, and it is a
it's
hobby.
not a hobby.
For you, it's a hobby.
Kids, though.
But you're wearing Ain't No Hobby. It's a hobby for you.
Because it's like a funny saying that kids says.
It's a funny saying that like people were saying.
But it literally is a lobby. I like.
Yeah, I'm out
late
on
checkout.
Ain't No Lobby.
Late checkout, I thought was a good one.
Yep.
Why?
It's a saying about.
Not everything has to be a play on something. Late checkout is
lobby
great.
potty is better than Ain't No Lobby.
Lobby potty?
Lobby potty.
The Lobbyist. I just got a couple of
Lobbyist
those.
is
I like
good.
the lobbyist a little bit.
Ain't No Lobby is it's lazy. It's lazy.
Feels
You
like
think
it's a
checkout desk or whatever is
it's
like
a
not
Late
that's-
checkout is really good.
That's
It
like
is.
that's not lazy. 'Cause
No,
it's just like
no.
a-
We
No.
thought about like sayings and terms about.
Ain't No Lobby feels like it's a prisoner of the moment.
It literally is a lobby.
It is a lobby.
The only
late
person that
checkout. Are
came-
we do is the show late or something?
Yeah, it's like where it's a late checkout. We're hanging around the lobby, which is what you do when you have a late checkout.
This dude fucking loves Ain't No Lobby. Riggs does.
No, I don't. If
You're in a bad.
He's
mood
ready to
right
go to
now.
war for it.
no, I'm just curious.
It's
because-
coming off like a really bad.
like
Like
what?
you're in a really bad mood right now.
I was just curious about like if Ain't No Lobby, but it's a
Just
lobby.
make sure you watch on YouTube to make
It's
sure
not
you
like
really
late checkout.
get the tone of what's going on here, not just listen to the audio.
Do you? I was gonna say. I
Well,
just
Jake's
like
just fighting
it.
for his life right now.
I think you're kind of the one. I don't. I feel fine.
I love late checkout. I thought Ain't No Lobby just doesn't make any sense because it is a lobby.
That's how I feel as well.
Why would we do a podcast in the lobby that says Ain't No Lobby?
Why would
Let's
you
think
like?
about that. Let's think about
This
that.
is an Ain't No
logically.
Lobby pod. This one.
We're literally on in the backyard of a
Because
golf
this ain't
course.
No Lobby.
I guess I didn't know we took everything so literally. I just thought it was kind of a fun name. I guess I didn't. I don't. If you're gonna go by that premise, I don't understand why late checkout would make a lot more sense.
Because you're not checking out of the hotel. You're in the lobby. You're not out of the hotel yet.
Who isn't?
The people doing the podcast, dude. If we
Okay.
did if we did a hotel podcast, why would late checkout not make sense?
Just because we're not checking out in that moment, we're just like
Correct. We're in the lobby. We're hanging out in the hotel.
So when you get a late checkout, you don't just stay in your room. Isn't that why
You
you
could stay in the room. You can go to the bar. You can go to the lobby.
I don't
want
want to do a lobby. I don't want to do the lobby podcast anymore.
No, I don't.
I think that podcast is now
Here's
dead.
full disclosure. We've done the Barstool Classic today, and I think, I don't know, you're Riggs in a weird mood because we're like, it's been late, 2 days in a row. I get it. A lot of handshakes, a lot of people fucking around, and it's just, I don't know, tempers are high.
I just
we've
like
been
it
ar-
a lot. I don't think tempers.
And
were
we just
crazy.
didn't like it either.
So we won't go with it. We'll go with something different.
Yeah.
We can go with late checkout. We had 2 guests on the show.
We did have 2 guests. We had Brian Urlacher, and we had
Corey Kispert.
Corey Kispert with a T at the end.
2 really good guests. Yeah.
Can you put that leg down?
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, it's all right. Yeah, Corey was great. We had him for 50 minutes, and he just felt like a fourth mic on the podcast, quite honestly.
He was awesome.
Really good on the podcast. He's 23, which is, that's really young, but he's just very polished. Obviously, he's been doing media forever, and he went to Gonzaga and had a great rookie season. He was great. And then fucking Brian Urlacher, man. We spent time with J.J. Watt 2 days ago, and we spent time with Brian Urlacher today. Obviously, those are 2 of the greats of all time in terms of NFL defensive players. For me personally,
Crazy.
Brian Urlacher, I played football. I told him this. I played football in the mid-2000s, high school football. I was bald, and I was a linebacker. So Brian Urlacher was a big deal to me.
It's as big as it gets when you talk about football players.
He's a stud, man.
From 2000 on, you say the names Brian Urlacher and J.J. Watt, and those are 2 of the best of all time. And
It's
they were
true.
just in our presence. J.J. Watt was a guy that you saw him in real life. You're like, I can't believe I'm looking at J.J. Watt. Brian Urlacher was a guy, multiple times I had to tell myself, we're talking to Brian Urlacher right now. That guy from the Bears, 13 years, college football Hall of
biggest defensive
Fame,
star in the league for a while.
Pro Football Hall of Fame, all one jersey, the city of Chicago, cold, Super Bowl appearance.
Iconic.
His hair now, we didn't talk about it.
No, because we had we were talking about what we might want to talk to him about, and then when we started talking, it all felt very natural.
You have a hat on the whole time?
Get a hat on.
He did, yeah.
Probably less noticeable then.
He had hair underneath there. He was as bald as shit. He was a bald king. He was like the bald guy. Like when you talked about bald athletes, it was Brian Urlacher, and now he just has hair. It's something that, it's been in the news. He at first he denied getting hair plugs. I think I remember that. It was a couple years ago, and then now he just like endorses it.
Yeah, he's got an endorsement.
He has
with
an
one of the
endorsement with
companies.
him. He's pushing this awesome new company that shows the value of trading cards, which I thought was awesome. I legitimately would have needed this last week when cleaning out my childhood bedroom, looking at old trading cards.
The trading card world is wild.
It's starting to pop up again.
People are like,
It's nuts.
Online, they go crazy for it.
It's crazy. NFTs are insane, but this is like legitimately an app that scans your current card and says this is how much it's worth, which is so cool for people to go back to their grandparents' house, or you go through all the old boxes, see exactly what kind of value you have. It was cool. But yeah, Barstool Classic, second day here, Mesa Country Club. We're out here on the patio.
Brian Urlacher played.
Urlacher played.
Talk a little bit about that.
Somebody shot a fucking 60 today on their own ball.
Barry Enright.
60, Barry Enright. Former pitcher, pitching coach, I think, for the Diamondbacks
For
now.
the Diamondbacks, I mean, that's
60.
Missed a 5-footer for a 59. Is that what it was?
I believe so.
Pushed a 5-footer for
and
a 60,
I said to him, I was like, oh, man, that's got to be a personal best. And he was like, no, I shot a 59 a few months ago. I was like, that's cool. That's cool.
I don't know how to understand how he's not like a +7.
Dude can just
Is
play.
it +2 or something like
I
that?
think he says he's +2 or 3, but I have to audit that. It feels like that was a pretty low
I
score.
just, that there were a lot of moans and groans in the crowd at the Barstool Classic when they heard that someone shot a 60 on their own ball. A lot of guys out here trying to make it to Greyhawk, the championship, and you got this fucking guy out here shooting a 60 on his own ball. Also be better. It's like it's just competition. Someone's better than you.
True.
But fuck, man, that's a good golfer.
That is true. It's a golf tournament. Somebody just plays better golf than you. It's really hard to be
Just-
upset about that.
yeah.
But boy, a 60 is an extremely low number. So congrats to Barry. Him and his brother have qualified like every year. So they're just good players. We have an announcement. We're going to be doing a live show. I don't know that we've ever done a live show, like a real live show. In Boston, the Monday of U.S. Open week, we will be doing a live show at the Wilbur Theater. A little nerve-wracking, for being honest with one another.
Yeah.
I'm a live show veteran. I don't have any nerves about it whatsoever.
Trent is our experienced veteran when it comes to this.
I really don't. They're fun, dude.
They are fun.
Because you know what's great? And you guys will find this out. It's our show, and there are fans. It's not people who don't know who we are showing up and coming to see a show. It's people who know us and who will like us enough to purchase a ticket to the Wilbur to come see us. So it'll be fun.
Wilbur's a big venue. It's going to be a lot of fun. The Monday before the U.S. Open, we're going to have special guests out there. Anytime I've ever performed in front of a live audience, I've had a drum kit in front of me.
Mm-hmm.
We played House of Blues in Boston. We've done Irving Plaza. We went all around different colleges. It's a lot of fun being on stage. It's an adrenaline rush, but usually I'm able to slam the drums and play Rage Against the Machine or Sublime, and like I can just get through that. I don't have to actually speak. It should be interesting to have a live mic in front of all those people where you have to just like talk. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be real wacky.
So Thursday at noon Eastern Standard Time is when our tickets will go on sale for June 13th. So as people are listening to the show, it's Thursday. If you're listening, afternoon, then this puppy's live. You can go get tickets.
Right now.
Wilbur, June 13th. It's a Monday night. We're gonna have special guests. We're working on. I imagine you can guess some of the guys that we're working on that we think would be phenomenal for a live show. But it's U.S. Open week. Brookline, the Country Club. That's 1913. Francis, we met the whole
Greatest
deal.
game
So
ever
there's
played.
a lot of history going on, a lot of chatter about the U.S. Open. Was that where Matthew Fitzpatrick, I think, won his U.S. Amateur? Was at the Country Club in Brookline? I think that's correct. So it'll be obviously a phenomenal week. Boston, where this company started, was founded. Dave, the whole deal. U.S. Open going there. Monday, Wilbur. June 13th, we're going to do a great show. And then before, we're actually going to do limited VIP tickets that include like a meet and greet, drinks, merch, the whole deal. So it's going to be a really fun night. Make sure that you are paying attention. Noon Thursday, which is today when the podcast comes out, Eastern time. Tickets go on sale for the Wilbur. Okay. Do we have anything else?
Father's Day merchandise is
yes,
on
good
sale.
call.
Father's Day is coming up rapidly. Our merch team, again, has knocked it out of the park. You have to get this stuff now because if you want to get it for your daddy, by the time it comes for Father's Day, you're going to want to give daddy his gifts.
Stop saying daddy, please.
Yeah, I mean,
Dad.
we've got a really good collection.
If I called my dad daddy, he would just crush me into dust.
It is what it is, man. I got a daddy. I do. I have a daddy, and I'm going to get him Father's Day merch from Barstool Store. That's just what it's going to happen. Go check out the website. They do a great job. All of our stuff is just killer. I saw some I don't know if it's coming out for Father's Day, but I saw some real good hoodies coming out.
I know, I did too.
I don't know if that stuff's coming out for Father's Day, but that's also something to keep in your tickler file. This stuff's just really good. It's really good. Head covers. I saw like a water bottle thing with the new B Cross T thing. That's such a dad. It's such a dad purchase that you want to get your dad a nice cooler for his waters.
My brother's dad, he loves water bottles.
Yeah, it's
fucking loves them.
Just go look at it. It's really good. It's on sale now. And then aside from that, another live show. I was asked to personally announce this. I know you've already heard about this from other podcasts, aka Part of My Take. I'm playing in a live show.
Yes, you are.
October 1st, Saturday, October 1st, in Maryland, Ocean City, Maryland. We're playing in a festival, Pup Punk. It's OAR's new Oceans Callings Festival.
Who else is on that? Who else is playing during that
Trent,
festival?
we're playing, so it's Pup Punk.
Yep.
It's Alanis Morissette.
Heard of her?
It's Dave Matthews.
Heard of him?
Whoa.
It's Sublime.
Heard of him?
It's
The Lumineers.
The Lumineers. It's Young the Giant.
Heard of him?
The list honestly goes on and on and on, and then it's just us. So if you're in town, make sure you make the trip. It's not Memorial Day. It's Ocean City, Maryland, October 1st. The whole weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We'll be out there on Saturday. It's going to be a hell of a fucking time, and that to me is one of the more ridiculous things that's ever happened to me in my entire life, that we're playing on the same stage as Dave Matthews.
Well, you guys are a fake band.
We are.
And I don't mean that derogatory, as a derogatory
Jimmy
statement.
Eat World is
Jimmy
playing
Eat
the
World.
same day as us, so we can't play the middle. It's our opener. Our opener is the middle, and the band that plays the middle is going to be playing after us, so we can't play it.
The drum Twitter is gonna not like you that week.
No, we were at a live show last night. At the Barstool Classic, we did like a live event for dinner and bar and drinks at the bar. What was that, Boondocks?
Boondocks, yeah, there was a live band.
And there was a live band, and I'm like looking at Trent. I'm like, can you believe how good this fucking band is, and that I'm gonna be playing in a fucking live festival in Ocean City, Maryland, with OAR and fucking Mark Roberts and all. It's crazy. Those
Right,
guys
we
were
felt
so
that-
talented. I felt horrible.
We felt that way in Nashville a lot.
Yep.
There were these just awesome bands playing in Nashville. Obviously, people go to Nashville to try to make it, and the bands there are insane. And they play in front of 8 people, and they're just otherworldly talented. And now your fake band is going to play in front of, I don't even know how many. Saturday Day Festival, probably going to be a lot.
It's gonna be a lot of people, I think. I asked Jake that. Jake seems like a festival guy. It's gonna be a lot of people. A couple thousand, maybe. I mean, hopefully. Everyone got to go buy tickets.
What's the biggest show you guys have done?
Far and away.
What was the biggest before this?
Oh, sorry.
okay.
Probably House of Blues, I would assume.
How many is that?
I think it was like close to 2,000.
Whew. It's a lot of people.
Yeah.
It's a lot of people. So all kinds of live shit coming up for the fellas.
Yep, we got a lot of live shit going on.
Well, we got 2 awesome interviews. We got NBA player, we got a legendary NFL player, and we talk golf. I don't know what you guys talked about, but it sounds like it went great. He's very personable and chatter. He likes to just chat.
Talked about his son's coming up in the ranks. He's a sophomore in high school,
Yeah.
going into college. It's like growing up in Urlacher. The pressure behind that. Is there pressure? Him as a son's does he go on the sidelines? Does he stay in the crowd? I mean, it's fucking Brian Urlacher. You would assume that he'd be somewhat of a presence in his son's life when playing football. So it was really interesting to hear that. Talked about the Bears. Talked about Lovey.
Yep.
It's fucking awesome, man.
He was.
For 25 jam-packed minutes. You learned a lot about Brian Urlacher.
We got Corey up first, then we got Brian. First, is your dad golf obsessed, in need of an outfit refresh? Spending Father's Day on the green, then you are in luck. This year, our friends at G4 are offering a limited edition Father's Day collection for the occasion. The capsule includes exclusive G4 shoes, including the best-selling Gallivanter. That's true. 3 different hat styles and more. If you really want to win Dad over, go for a monogram golf bag to set him up in style. Quantities are limited, so shop now. Order by June 8th to guarantee it'll arrive by Father's Day. G4.com/4. Shop the capsule and get 10% off your first order. Go to G4.com/4. And yes, the MG4 Pluses, the Gallivanters, they're just the best shoes ever. I see them all over the Barstool Classic. How many people at the Barstool Classic are wearing G4?
It's crazy.
Pretty much all of them.
And speaking of Dad's Father's Day, I got
Guys
my
got
dad
him right
some-
there.
Yeah, someone just flashed us the bottom of his G4s, the Gallivanters. I got my dad some MG4s. for his birthday last year, and he legitimately wears them, I think, to work because he's like, I just can't find anything more comfortable with the little bubbles on the inside. So he's slipping around on the tile in the kitchen in the back because it has it's grip shoes. I'm like, you can't wear those to work, but he wears them.
G4.com/Fore. Shop the capsule. Get 10% off your first order. Here's Corey and then Brian Urlacher. Folks, we're joined right now by, not a type of athlete that we have very often. Is JJ Redick the only?
I think so.
Yeah, I think when we had JJ on, we said I think this is the first NBA
ever?
player, and now we've got the second.
You're
Corey
making me
Kispert.
really nervous. JJ's hard to follow.
He's a good podcaster.
JJ's hard to follow.
He's got a lot of
I
experience
listen to
too.
it. Oh,
Yeah. He's been doing
yeah.
the pod game, all that. He's a golf nut, which I think it sounds like we had to do a bunch of the save it for the show stuff already with you because I think you're a golf nut too, right?
Absolutely, through and through.
You're a Washington guy?
Yes, born and raised in the Seattle area.
Me and Frankie went up there. We couldn't believe how many fucking trees there are up there.
It's hard to hit punch shots.
And
out
they're
of
different trees too. They're
there.
like
Big, thick
big,
branches, and
tallest trees
you
you've
can't.
ever
It's not
seen.
like you look out here, and this is 10 at Mesa. You can like hit it through a tree, and like maybe the ball will get through.
Yep.
In Washington, like that ball's coming straight down, and you got to hit a punch.
That's like Northern California with like the cypress trees.
Similar.
They swallow golf balls.
Yes.
And I feel like the Washington area is the same way. But
This is Corey Kispert, by the way.
Corey Kispert.
I interrupted you guys. My fault.
That's okay. Wizards, our very own Jake Bass is, big NBA Wizards fan. He's a DC guy. Well, Baltimore guy. But what, DMV?
The DMV.
Yeah, DMV guy.
There you go.
So we'll stick on the Washington thing. We were just talking about Gamble Sands. I'd never been. David McClay kid. We're doing Barstool Classic stop this year. Everybody says it's absolutely sick.
It's unbelievable. There's so many like cool tee shots with like, and the thing about Washington State, we're talking about trees. As soon as you like pass the mountain range in the middle of it, you get to like almost a desert basically. So Gamble Sands is like wide open. There's like dunes and like cool like hills and mountain ranges and stuff like that. And you hit a ball like 250, it's gonna run to 375 down there. You're gonna see
Like
some
that.
massive drives.
Yeah, the pictures I've seen, it looks like you're at the Grand Canyon or something all of a sudden.
Yeah, you're like right on this like river that kind of runs through that small town. It's like this really small town that like is centered around this golf course, and they like bring in a bunch of money there because of Gamble Sands. It's such a cool place.
Do you think Seattle gets an unnecessarily bad rap for weather?
No,
Okay.
that's part of the reason why
Agreed.
I'm living here now. Like I lived there for 18 years, and like I'm so tired of seeing the rain.
Okay.
So
All right,
tired.
because we've kind of gone to war with the people of Seattle on this podcast because I think we said it rains 364 days a year, and they come back, they're like, it doesn't rain that much. So it's good to hear somebody who's from there being like, no, it rains a ton.
See, it's a misconception because like it's such a slow burn. So pressure's on.
We got guys teeing
yeah,
off
guys.
here.
the patio scene here at Mesa is insane.
If you watch the 4-minute
dude.
scramble with Joel Damon, you know what we're talking
This
about.
guy's hit a driver.
If not,
generally
this guy's about to hit a
That's gonna be a
driver.
drive.
7 feet away from
Nice
I know.
tiger like pull he's got.
Absolutely fucking.
There you go.
Ooh.
Keep an eye on that.
That's
Keep an
gonna
eye
be
on
good.
that.
That any good?
Ooh.
Oh, he missed the bunker and it's a fucking pipe show.
That was a missile.
Fantastic.
Doesn't even
You
look
got
at
your
it.
winners right there.
Didn't even look at it.
Dude, it's every day that I've been in the Pacific Northwest in my life, which is probably 8 total, it has rained.
Yeah.
Every
And it's also
day.
just cloudy, overcast.
It's a slow burn. So like I saw somewhere on Twitter the other day, like it rains as much in DC as it does in Seattle, but Seattle's like gray probably for 270 days out of the year, and
Yeah.
it drizzles. So like by day 200, you're just like, I am so tired of just like slowly getting rained on. It's such like a mental battle.
That's interesting. So you're saying in DC it'll pour. It'll pour, so it's smaller pockets, and then in Seattle it's just like
always
and
wet.
It's just always a little
constantly,
damp.
constantly damp. These guys are
Dude,
pounding the
Who
golf
the hell is this guy? And
Barry.
he sheathed it.
Mary Enright, that guy's sick. That's an athlete right there. There's a lot of athletes that play in this one.
Who's that?
Barry Enright.
Holy fuck. What a shot.
Barry, come here.
That was insane. That's
You
gotta
know
be
Corey
345.
Corey, nice to meet you, Barry.
How are you guys playing? Talk to me.
8 under through 9. Doing well for now.
That any good?
On the back. Parred that last hole for me, but my brother, his first hole he picked up was a 4. So that was a big one for him.
Poor guy just like topped one behind you. Where'd that one go?
You'll
It's a
find
fur.
it. It's a fur.
All right, good luck out there, boys. Good to see you.
Yeah.
Nice meeting you.
Barry,
What a
absolute
swing.
stick guy, qualifies for the championship every year.
God, what a swing that was.
Incredibly nice guy, that guy.
What was that?
I was gonna say unbelievable. We're trying not to say unbelievable, so
Yeah.
I changed that.
Yeah.
Did it not? It wasn't as smooth as I thought it was.
Incredibly. That was a fucking bomb. How's
He
your
hits it
game?
hard.
You got any action like that?
Yeah, I don't have action like that. I play, like I've set my summer up here with golf specifically in mind. So I work out in the morning, get up early, get it all done by like 9 o'clock, and then I'm playing. Whether I'm practicing or playing,
Are you too tall to be good at golf?
No, I mean I'm getting to that point.
Yeah.
Like as soon as the clubs like extend more than 2 inches, like it starts to get wobbly on you.
That's
But
what I mean. It's like
I've started to dial it in, and it's getting to a good spot.
yeah, it's like if you're trying to be a sprinter and you're on like stilts or something.
Yeah.
It's just like it's just at that level. Is it impossible for you to find legitimate golf clubs?
Not impossible. No, like the long arms help too. Like when I bend over in the long arms, like I don't
That's
have
true.
to extend it a ton. So I usually get 2 inches on the end of a club, and it works.
What are you 6'6"?
6'6", yeah, 6'7" with shoes. And I'm 6'7" with shoes. Repeat that.
6'7". Is it? I do feel like I feel bad sometimes with basketball players because I feel like everybody probably is just like, "Are you a basketball player?" Because you're tall.
Well, see, that's another great thing is like, other than the fact that I'm tall, I look pretty normal,
Yeah,
like
true.
regular. So when I come over to the the West Coast outside of the Washington State, like people don't recognize me. Like I'm tall, and they're like, "Oh, he's a tall guy," but that's about it. So I kind of fly under the radar, which I prefer.
It's nice to be, well, I can imagine it's nice to be like tall and then actually use that to your advantage and become an NBA player. I've got a buddy, Rob, who's just pathetic in everything he does. 6'5", just couldn't even come close to being an NBA player. We're always just like, it's just a waste of fucking height and talent.
As soon as you get above like 6'7", 6'8", you're like, "Okay, what are you doing?"
Right, but it's like
Or you have
were
no
tasked-
coordination, none.
You were tasked with like, you had to do something with the height. You know what I mean? You did it,
Yeah.
which is, it's got to feel good.
Yeah, I mean, like I played with a guy in high school. I played football, and he was 6'8", 350, and we're like, well, this guy's gonna make it, and he just didn't.
Right.
And it's like, man, you
Think
got
about-
all the tools.
He had the genetic advantage from day one and just couldn't take advantage of
It just takes a little, just this much effort, just a little bit of effort. And it's
Right.
just for a
Do
football player,
something.
like,
Yes.
you just got to start lifting heavy weights and like
Yeah.
be athletic.
Dude,
and
he
you can
would.
be a
That
lineman.
guy I'm talking about, he would just like touch someone and they'd fly. They would just go because he was so much bigger than everybody else, and it just didn't work out.
So talk to us about, you say like you start your day with a workout. Like what is like a day in your life right now during the off season?
Right now, working. I'm on the court doing basketball specific stuff 5 days a week, probably 6 or sometimes 6, and then lifting weights 3 times a day or 3 times a week, not a day, 3 times a week.
That'd be quite a
Jesus.
schedule.
Yeah, I know that'd be crazy. And then pretty much, like as long as I can drink water and stay hydrated, like you'll find me at the range of the golf course for the rest of the day,
How much water do you drink? Oh, just an unbelievable amount.
like a gallon a day.
Okay.
I carry
Yeah,
this
it'd
like
be
little
better.
water bottle around. It's a half gallon. Try to
Yes.
take down 2.
Yeah.
We saw you come in with that thing. We were like, this is an athlete. She's got a giant
What is
bottle
a
of
basketball specific like on court like preparation or like workouts? I know we talked to JJ. He used to do what, like a certain amount of
378 or something like
300.
that.
Yeah, he would have like a
I've heard
weird
of that.
ritual every Sunday, I think
Yeah,
it was.
well, JJ's a psycho. He's a crazy he's a crazy person. Like you can tell by the way he talks about golf or the way he talks about basketball. Like he's a psycho crazy person. But that's why he's so successful. Like,
Yeah.
JJ, to his credit, like he's not tall. He'll tell you he's not athletic compared to the guys he plays against, but he like outworks everybody, and he like is like so committed and so disciplined that's how he made it work. And for basketball specific workout, it's like an hour to an hour and a half, and then you watch film before you pick things that you want to work on, like on a certain day or for a certain week, and you kind of just grind away and chip away at it. And it's amazing the kind of things you can get done over a summer, 3 months, 4 months. When you do that every single day, you look back and the strides you make are unbelievable.
Yeah.
Is it pretty data driven what you're choosing to work on?
It's becoming more data driven.
Yeah.
Yeah, different teams in the NBA use data and analytics more than others.
Yeah.
So they talk about what shots are worth more and what players are good at certain shots, and you want to like play to your strengths. And it's crazy. Like what I've learned about the NBA is that there's a handful of guys that everybody's heard of, probably 20 or 25 of them, who are like really good at everything. Like the Giannis, LeBron, Steph Curry. They're good at so much stuff. And then there's the guys who are vets and kind of are around because they like mentor players, mentor young guys, set culture. I mean, you get that in hockey too. The older guys who kind of just have been around forever.
Yep.
And then everybody else is good at like 1 or 2 things. Everybody else is like elite at 2 things. And so that's kind of what I'm trying to dial in now, is before I hopefully make that jump to be one of those 30 guys, to just be really, really, really good at 2 things to kind of carve out your place in the league and go from there.
So you played at Gonzaga. and then you come to the NBA, like, and you had good success this year in the NBA. Like, how big was that jump going from college to the NBA?
Well, before I get into the
you're
question,
laughing at something.
Gonzaga.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Gonzaga.
That's like an East Coast thing, and it gets under my skin. Gonzaga.
I knew
We're the
it. I
Zags,
saw
not the
you.
Zogs.
Your skin was crawling.
Sorry.
I could barely
As
get
soon
through
as
the
you say
question.
it,
It's
I
personal.
know.
He's like,
Gonzaga.
you just cut off Frankie.
What's the other
Yeah,
one?
just
What's
hold
the
on.
other one we do? It's Oregon.
yeah, you guys
Oregon?
say Oregon.
Oregon.
I say Oregon.
Yeah.
I think I say Oregon, right?
Oregon.
Yeah, Midwest, East Coast.
Ugh.
Gonzaga.
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 Not the Zogs.
We're the Zags. Think about that.
Zags,
And-
not the Zogs.
Yeah, to answer the little
Imagine
cheat,
if they were the
little cheat
Zogs.
code.
No.
Tough.
Tough.
Gonzaga.
Tough. The jump was big, and it's like, you know, all of a sudden you're playing against guys who were the best players on their college team, and everybody was the best player on their college team.
That's right.
So it's a huge leap and a huge jump, and you know, even when you're watching on TV and you see teams score 120, 130, it looks like it's easy, but these guys are like freak shows, freak
Right.
of nature athletes, and it's hard to get your shot off. It's hard to not get blocked by 7-footers who can jump out of the gym, and everything's an adjustment, you know, from the play to the travel to the nutrition to the practice schedule. It's all different.
First game, were you just like in another world, like first time stepping on the court, or did it feel somewhat normal because I mean, Gonzaga, big school, you're in big moments,
The
right?
Zogs.
You have
Zogs.
huge, absolute pipe show off the tee again.
Drop.
This is an insane spot to be doing a podcast, by the way.
I like that people can definitely hear that, right, Bass? The tee
100%.
shot.
Well, you can hear the swing for
I mean,
sure.
we are less than 20 feet, I would say.
What
away
was
from
first time stepping on the court? What was that moment?
Yeah, well,
brutal.
yeah, you're right. I have been in big situations, and you have played in like big arenas with sold
Yeah.
out crowds and things like that. But like, it's just a little bit different. We played our first game of our first regular season game of the regular season in Toronto, and they are like basketball crazies out there.
Yeah.
I mean, Drake's courtside.
Yeah.
They're like all of Canada supports Toronto, so that was nuts. I mean, they're all wearing the same colored shirts.
Yeah.
And so you take your time in warm-ups, like looking around and like soaking it in, but then like as any, you know, competitor would do, as soon as that ball goes up, like you're trying to
Plus your
like
first time
destroy the other guys.
Probably playing in Canada was probably your first time, right?
Yeah.
Never thought of that.
Yeah.
Was Drake there?
Yeah, courtside.
What
You
was
guys,
that
like, just
like?
looking at him?
That was nerve-wracking. Yeah, I mean, he just like pulled up in like a big, like huge fur coat and a bunch of like chains around his neck, and you're just like, hey, that's Drake. Like that's the guy I've been
You're like,
listening
I'm
to
just
for
in
10 years.
another league. right
Another world.
now. Literally.
Yeah.
Wow. That's amazing.
That would make me so nervous to play in front of that guy. I mean, I'm sure
yeah.
he's just like I'm
Yeah.
sure you felt. It's just like
Yeah.
he's just the biggest thing for the last decade.
Yeah, well, the one that really got me was we played a preseason game in New York. We played at the Garden, and it was like a preseason game, so it was, you know, the crowd was kind of whatever, and the game didn't really matter at the end of the day. But at halftime, I was like getting warmed back up for the game, and all of a sudden, one of our security guys is like, "Corey, come here." And so I kind of look over and I'm looking at him like, what do you want? I'm trying to like lock in here. And he's like, no, it's like, seriously, come here. And I come over and he like points to me and he's like, he wants to say hi to you. And I look around the corner, I kind of look around the security guard, and it's Floyd Mayweather.
Oh shit.
And he's talking about like ice on the neck,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like entourage around him. He's like, hey man, like I watched you at Gonzaga, like I loved your game, bro. Like go kill it in the second half, man. Like I'm watching you. And like sure enough, like 4 threes, like a couple layups later, like I killed it. And like that felt so good.
That's
That is
awesome.
sick. God, that must be such a cool feeling.
Such a cool.
Yeah, that is like Frankie's saying. I mean, that jump, you know, you're because at Gonzaga.
Gonzaga. I got it in your head now.
Now it's
and
just forever. Forever we're gonna be struggling.
You're
with
obviously
this.
like at the top there of what you could be at the top of, but it must be wild then going to the show. I mean, that is
because there's guys that just can't do it. They can't make the jump.
That are
There's
really
so
good.
many
You
college
can
stars
just
that just flare
rattle
out.
off names, you know, time after time, and it's such a long like process that like, you know, it's just such a slow burn. Like you like get a whittle away, and all of a sudden a little bit of like doubt creeps into your head, like maybe I can't do it, and then all of a sudden you're like, you know, like running your legs into the ground because you're trying to get better, and then you get hurt, and then you're behind the 8 ball, and so it's such a like mental like battle to, you know, stay on top of it and stay confident and, you know, play the long game really.
What were your expectations going into your first season? Because I was reading up, like, you know, after you end up setting a record for most threes for a rookie for your team, which is awesome for the Wizards. But going into the season, I saw like the front office was maybe even thinking like maybe he starts out in the G League. You don't know like where he were going to start. and now you're just like a mainstay on that team. Like, what were your expectations going into your first NBA season?
Yeah, well, thankfully, like they didn't tell me that they were like our GM is the best. Like he's been so great to me, but he like said in an article at the end of the season, like, yeah, we were sizing Corey for a G League jersey, and we didn't know what his path was going to be, and I didn't know any of that, so I just didn't know any better. I just kind of came in and did what I did, and eventually it took me a little bit to kind of get going, but eventually started to play a lot more and starting games and put up good numbers and performed a lot better than I think anybody in that front office was expecting me to.
It's awesome.
Which was felt really good.
So good that they didn't tell you that too.
I know.
You can't.
No, you can't.
Because then, like you're saying, that little bit of doubt or something gets in your head.
But that's a GM's like decision. Like he's saying that they have a great one, but some guys might be like bring him into the office and be like, listen, like you're like the spotlight's on you. Like we're gonna put you in the G League because
motivation.
thinking that would help. But I think to me, like that would make me crumble.
Yeah, and there's a difference between like being being blatantly honest with somebody. Like we're gonna start you in the G League. We don't think you're gonna play very much in the NBA. We're gonna see how this goes. Versus like, we're not gonna tell him and we're gonna just like let it play out. We're not lying to him. We're not telling anything that we don't believe to be true.
Right.
But we're just kind of like we're gonna let him do you. We're gonna let him let Corey do what Corey does, and we're gonna see how it goes. And I think he definitely chose the right way to go about it.
The right way. It's so funny that he's living like. You're living like the 2K My Player life where you like go in and meet with the GM and you have to hit like A or B on like decisions.
When I played as a kid, those conversations stressed me out. And then I played Madden like 08 growing up, and like I would answer what I thought would be the right questions, and all of a sudden I have like you get like these badges that are like, oh, he's like the lone wolf, like he doesn't, or like, oh, he's a team player, and I'm like trying to think like. Like a chess match, like 3 steps ahead. Like, what do I answer? Like, what button do I press? How is this going to play out a week from now? But now actually having them, Madden prepared me for those.
Yeah, that's awesome.
You want to put it that
do you
way.
play 2K?
I do a little bit. Like I've played with myself a little
how
bit.
Was that?
It really bothered me because like they don't give like rookies very high numbers. Like I think Zion Williamson has the highest 2K rating like in the last 10 years as a rookie, and he was like an 83 or 84.
Jesus.
Oh.
So,
all right, what was your rating?
I was like a 77.
That's not
78.
bad,
No,
dude.
it isn't.
You're only, I mean, 6 away from Zion. I mean, that's pretty
not
good.
bad.
Yeah, but those numbers, like I know the guy who does the 2K ratings, and he doesn't hand them out like candy. Like it's very.
You guys
Really?
trying to like schmooze him a little bit, like send
Some
him
guys
text
do.
messages?
I'm not big into like I don't like stream on Twitch or do any video
Yeah.
games or anything like that. But some guys like really like are like tweeting at him.
Yeah.
Like have a big week and they're like tweeting at him like yo like. time to
Sending
sum me
him
up.
like
Did they get
Yeah,
your
yeah.
look? Did they get your look all right? Like, were you happy with the way? it looked?
Yeah. I mean, like I added like the long hair and the headband my senior year of college, and like so like you literally sit in a truck and you stare at a camera, and there's like cameras like whizzing around your head.
Oh, they did that for everyone.
Everybody.
Jeez.
Everybody.
Wow.
And so it's pretty good.
How long does that take?
15 minutes.
Do you get like geared up for it? Like
Yeah, like
you
you had to
your hair and
I had to
makeup
like
and
I had
shit?
to like no makeup, but I had to like throw the gel in the hair, put the headband on,
Yeah.
and you just like sit there and like I hope.
That's
I
what you
look
made it, Mo. When you got the
Yeah.
2K cameras going around, when you're
Yeah.
going into a fucking video game, dude. That's crazy. Because every kid growing up in our generation now, like we've entered a generation where everyone just played video games growing up, right? It's just like we've done away with the Jeff Shacklefords of the world, and now it's like
Put
the
'em in a
new
home.
age. And like I've spent months trying to create my face, trying to get the chin to go away so that it's all just from my lips down to my nipples and like make it look like me.
They don't
You
have
just
that feature on there.
They just I never
The
got to
jaw
look like
isn't
a
soft
thumb.
enough on the
No,
straight-up
I used to
player.
go to jaw
Jawless
0,
face.
jaw 0, chin 0, face fat 10.
No definition.
No definition. Well, I am. You know what was
Just
the
a
easiest thing
circle.
for me is I
Blue
was
face.
always I was just generic 1. Just a white,
You're
just
just a
simple
white guy.
dude with no facial features or structure or hair. Everything else was no. Facial hair, no.
Yeah, some creator saw you and was like, "That's what we want."
Exactly.
Creative
But
player
he gets
1.
to do it.
It's like
he
if they made mannequins
Well,
after
I mean,
you.
you guys, if you keep going the trajectory that you guys are going, like, but they're making golf video games now. Like, I have the
I'd
golf
love
video
to be
game on
in
my
a fucking
Xbox.
golf
Like,
video
I
We
mean,
wanted to be in the video game.
They said no.
2K.
Really?
Well, actually, there was
Basically,
talks
what
about
was it
them
that they
possibly
said?
doing it. It wasn't no, but they just like haven't gotten back to us.
They put like the balls all over us and get our swings.
that's nuts.
Yeah.
They haven't done that with us yet. No, me yet.
One thing that's occurring is that the Earth is rotating. So the sun is changing position, and it's slowly starting to
Yeah.
drape onto me as we're doing this podcast.
Yeah.
And it's getting pretty hot on my
Sweat's
neck.
dribbling down the
Yeah.
back of your neck.
Speaking of the Earth and the Sun, did you know that?
boy.
Did you know that the International
My
Space
bad.
Station? You know the International
This
Space
is my
Station
fault.
is
I listen to the
closer.
pod. I know this.
Yeah,
I know
The
this
this
International
this journey.
Space Station is closer to the ground than San Francisco is to LA in distance.
That actually makes
What's it-
sense, but that's wild. Wait,
How
wait.
far up do you have to go before you get like into like out of the?
So International
Earth's
Space
gonna
Station is like
guess.
270 miles in the air.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah.
That ain't that high.
No.
No.
And
Yeah.
and I was telling him like that's where like the crazy shit happens. Like if you just take your freaking helmet off, you just turn into like an
You, like,
ice
explode.
sculpture.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like that's
An
not
ice
like
sculpture.
nightmare stuff is not that far away.
L.A. to San Francisco is 381 miles.
And I
That
think
is
the
a
space-
good. That's like
It's a good
you
100
you know,
yards.
and then, yeah, it's like another 100 miles.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's pretty trippy.
It is.
I don't love that.
It is. I guess it makes sense because they're not gonna go that far.
Right. What about depths of the ocean? What is like,
We haven't
Like,
gotten there yet.
deep in the
No.
Indian
Mhm.
Ocean?
it
What
the-
is that? What is how deep
The
is
Marina Molnar
that? 5
Trench?
miles?
What is it?
100 miles? I have no idea.
Mariana?
I'm gonna guess
Yeah.
it's like
Mariana Trench.
Something like
I'm gonna
that.
guess like 5 miles.
How
Loch Ness Monster?
deep?
I don't think the lake is
Does
that deep. Not
the-
not as deep
These
as
are
an
the type of things
ocean.
I was Googling late last night.
No, the ocean's crazy.
What were you
Um,
googling late last night?
No,
3 X's at the end of them.
No. I did that. And then I had calmed down, and then I started Googling how deep is the ocean.
Trent got so many snacks at the hotel yesterday that he had to tell the person at the front desk that he was having a party upstairs.
I did. I told her I felt so bad. I had 2 things of Swedish fish, 2 Uncrustables, and a Butterfinger, and I had my arms full. And the lady looked at me, and I could tell that she was like, "Whoa!" So I said, "Yeah, we're
Whoa.
having a get together upstairs," and she was like, "Okay." It was so awkward.
I was gonna ring you up anyways.
Yeah, right.
And
It's
you were
like-
obviously you were just lying.
Oh yeah, I lied because
yeah.
that was all for me. It's like when you get a Chinese food order so big that they send 3 sets of utensils,
Uh-huh.
and you're like, they thought that this was for 3 people, and it's just me up here.
We're kind of a
Um,
problem at that hotel because I went and got quarters to do my laundry. We've been on the road for so long; we had to redo our laundry, and there was a whole thing getting the quarters from the guy. It took him 20 minutes, and then he gave me just enough to do 1 load of laundry. And I came back to him. I'm like, "Yeah, I'm gonna need some more quarters." He goes, "What happened?" Like I tried to play it off cool. He goes, "What happened?" I was like, "I just didn't put the detergent in the first time. I
just
forget-
wash it with
so I
warm
washed
water.
it twice. Yeah, I washed it twice.
That's interesting. So when you're at Gonzaga, which is a big time basketball school, and you're traveling all over, and then you make the jump to the NBA, what's the accommodation difference in terms of travel, in terms of hotel? Like, is it a big difference?
What am I holding right here, boys?
Shady Rays.
That's correct. Yeah. Again, Father's Day's coming up. We're going to continue to bring that up because it's important. My father's actually here. My parents have been here in Arizona for a few days now. Beat the Father's Day rush with the help of the official sunglasses of Fore Play. We collaborated with our friends at Shady Rays to build the perfect pair of Fore golfers. The limited edition Barstool golf shades are in full swing, featuring a unique matte navy finish, high visibility polarized emerald lenses, and premium Barstool logos throughout. It is cool how they just have the logos on there. Get a pair for yourself and a pair for your pops and be the best looking guys on any given golf course. This special collaboration only available while stock lasts, so don't miss out on our team's personal favorite shades. Go over to shadyrays.com/barstoolgolf to shop our exclusive collaboration with Shady Rays, the Barstool Golf limited edition Venturas. These are the perfect gift for Father's Day. Secure them while you can. That is shadyrays.com/barstoolgolf. And while you're over there, check out all their pair of sunglasses. They got a great deal. You buy a couple pair, you get 50% off. You go to shadyrays.com/barstoolgolf. Check them out.
Gonzaga has done an amazing job, like their infrastructure and the donors and stuff, like creating almost an NBA environment for us to travel in. So we chartered our flights. We stayed at pretty nice hotels. We would play in San Diego at 7 o'clock, and we'd be home in Spokane by 2 in the morning.
Okay.
So we just hop on the plane and fly out. So all that's the same, but the plane for NBA teams is just unbelievable. We stay in 5-star hotels, and now I feel like a total asshole saying this, but I went to a wedding up in Washington this weekend, and I came back home on Alaska flight 20, and I'm standing in security line. I'm just
No way.
what are we doing here?
Yeah.
Come on, check the bags. And,
Yeah.
and then that was total reality check moment. I'm like, Corey, you quit being a jerk, man. This is
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's one of the. I mean, once you've had a taste of the other side, everything else tastes terrible, right? I mean, that's just
like I'm used to like having my iced coffee on the plane,
Yeah.
and, like, like bringing Chick-fil-A with me for all the guys, and
Right.
just a total different world.
you're just in like 19D, just
Yeah.
sitting there,
Yep.
getting up every time somebody's gonna go bath. Yeah, it's,
Yeah.
I mean, it's a little bit of a different scene.
Got another
Tom-
guy stepping up to the tee here.
What do you
Gonna
think?
put
here,
all the
fairway?
pressure on him. Everyone watch him.
This guy looks
Tall
like,
guy too.
Tall.
This guy looks like he can hit
Fairway or no fairway?
it. Athletic
I think he's
build.
gonna pull it into the left bunker.
Here we go.
Oh my!
Oh, you were right.
Fucking
All right.
piped it right into
Oh,
the
okay,
tree.
let's turn it
Oh,
right.
right into the tree.
I recognize that swing. That's a lot like mine.
Yeah, I've done that before. What's your handicap at these days?
I'm at a 2.5.
Jesus.
When did you get into golf?
So I played a lot with my dad growing up. He took me out a bunch. That's kind of how I got introduced to it.
There
And
you
I
go.
played out with like, weekends with my friends and stuff like that. But in college, when I started really getting the bug, like really getting bit,
Yeah.
and
I'm really getting bit.
really bit by the bug, addicted. And the courses, like the public courses around like our school, were for public courses unbelievable. I mean, they closed them down in the winter, the snow, open them back up in the spring, and like perfect. And they'd have these like college deals, pay $200 and you play 10 rounds.
Yeah.
And so I just would like go in and just punch the card. And
Hannah Cook stepping up to the tee.
Big swing here.
No pressure.
No. I don't need to put her on the clock here.
It's quiet on the tee.
She absolutely roasted
That's-
one right down the middle. Fairway finder, little bit baby
hugging
draw.
the tree, good angle in.
Perfect angle.
She's got to
in.
feel good about that. Look at
That's
her.
a good feeling.
She's
That's
gassed
a
up.
good feeling.
Talk to me. So we're kind of media, nowadays. Talk to me about media. Do you consume any of the media? Anything anybody's writing about you? Anything anybody's saying about you?
Oh.
That guy was nervous.
swing and
yeah,
a
yeah.
Got it right.
It's all right. We always need a guy like that in the crew. You know,
Yeah.
just gotta just
Entertainment
glue
value.
guy.
set expectations at the lowest possible point.
You're a glue guy.
Yep. That's me.
yeah.
We're one and the same.
What we were talking about the
Media.
Do you consume any media? Do you get
Yeah.
like rattled about it? Like, do you is there? Yeah, just in general.
No, I mean like I'm like somewhere in the middle. Like I'm on Twitter, I'm on Instagram,
Yeah.
like I'm on all that stuff. But I don't like. There's some guys like after games or even at halftime will like go in and like type in their name in Twitter and like start scrolling.
Halftime?
Yeah, like
Oh,
that happens.
AKA Kevin Durant, probably. I mean,
I don't know.
That's a bad mindset
Probably.
to be in. I
Yeah,
feel like. I
and-
mean,
I mean,
I'm just from the outside judging. Who knows? But that's just feels like a really shitty place to be.
There's stories of like Steph Curry doing that, and he just like goes out and has like 25 in the second half.
Yeah.
So some guys who like really like when they're having a really bad game, like they need
They
it
kind of need it.
to
Yeah.
kind of give them a kick in the ass. But like some of the guys, I think just like want to like watch their highlights,
Yeah.
and so that's not me. Like I don't look at my name. Like I have all my like if anybody doesn't tag me, I have my name muted on Twitter.
all right, good.
You know?
That's
good
smart.
to know.
So I just like don't
I'm
see
gonna
anything
shit
with
on
my,
you
with
when
my
he plays
name.
the Knicks.
But
I'm gonna shit on Corey when he plays the Knicks.
Just
But
see-
I'm not gonna at you. I'm just gonna write it, and you won't even see
you
it.
won't even see it.
That's good.
That
I'm
might
gonna
be
tag-
one of our
I'm
new
gonna
bits.
tag
We
him
just
on
talk
Twitter.
so much shit about you
Just
on Twitter.
randomly
Please do.
just- yeah.
Please do.
yeah.
Yeah, that's fascinating to me because it's the tendency I feel like is for people to say, I don't read any of it, but especially when you grow up with it, like you said, you
Yeah.
grew up with social media, grew up with Twitter, with Instagram. It's a part of your life. It's an extension of who you are and what you like to scroll through and use for entertainment. You're obviously gonna fucking be on it. You're not just gonna miss everything.
Yeah, and there's like now with like podcasts and like people who do a really good job of like creating a good relationship, they kind of get
Thank
a
you.
little bit. Yeah, you guys being one of them.
Thank you.
I think of JJ too. Of like getting a really good relationship with players, they kind of have a little bit more of an inside view because these players like open up about actually what's going on behind the scenes.
Right.
But the majority of media in the basketball or in the golf world, like I guarantee you don't really know what's going on.
It's just white noise at
And
some
so
point.
when you're reading stuff and you're actually in it, you're like, okay, what's this guy even like talking about? Like he doesn't know. He just
Yeah.
has no clue.
And
Right.
plus, I imagine you're confident that you're going to know everything or anything, positive or negative, more so than anyone that's on Twitter.
Right, exactly. Like I know, like if someone's like, oh man, Corey was shit today from 3, like he couldn't throw a pee in the ocean, like, duh.
You
Like,
know that.
I know it. You know.
Right.
So what good does it do to actually read it on Twitter and let it, like seep in? It just doesn't.
I used to think it was impossible to do that, but I've found in the past couple months, just randomly, I don't know if it's just because we're so busy and like we're posting so many things on our YouTube, our Twitter, and our Instagram and stuff that it's all just going by me. Like I'm not Like Instagram, I haven't looked at a single thing that I've been tagged in or comment in a long time.
Same.
And like and I was always reading everything and like driving myself
Responding
crazy
usually.
and responding. Like people would DM me and I'd be like, "What the fuck are you talking
Going
about?"
off on
Just, like, going
tangents on the
crazy.
show.
Right,
about
Frankie
it.
will just be in a war with somebody
War.
that's not public.
But at the end, yeah. And then at the end, and then
what's this for?
It's like
And then
their profile picture's like a pic of a mountain.
Yeah.
You
Right,
have
yeah,
no idea what they
legit.
look like.
But then
That's
at the
exactly
end, we
right.
became like, good friends, and he'd be like, "I'm gonna come to Borelli's." And I always felt like it was a nice like finish. But I never thought it would be possible, but I think it really is to just like, you see your stuff on Twitter and you get tagged in it. You see all this stuff from the people that you want to see stuff from, and it's pretty easy to actually block it all out, to be honest. Like I always used to say, there's no chance when an athlete would say I block it out, but I don't know how it happened. Naturally, it's just happening now.
It's almost like information overload. Like you just can't touch
It's just
everything.
too much.
Yeah.
Remember Scotty Scheffler told us during the Masters he has a different phone?
Yeah, I
He literally,
texted
like,
him.
leaves his actual phone like at home and just has a bat phone
With like
basically
his
for,
like wife and
for
his
probably
caddy,
five
and his
people.
coach and
Tournament
parents. Yeah.
It's like
Tournament phone.
it's crazy.
Like DM'd us back. I mean, you have his number, but he DM'd me back like Monday night. It was like, sorry, bro, I didn't have my phone. I was
Yeah.
like,
What do you mean you didn't have your phone?
Yeah.
The guy, I texted him on the Wednesday before the U.S. Open. I sent him a picture that we took at the Masters with his wife at the par 3 tournament or wherever we were. They were skipping balls, and I was like, "Awesome day today. Like, go get him this week." Didn't answer. I'm like, "Ugh, that was just
Yeah,
I shouldn't have
did I
fired
mess
that one
up?
out."
Yeah.
Guy wins
Frankie
the
didn't sleep
Masters.
for 2
Breaking news. Guy wins the Masters. Monday morning, text me. I sent him another text being like, "Dude, just congratulations. Can't believe like this is happening to you. You're the best." Sends me a text. "So sorry for not getting back to you on Wednesday. I was using my tournament phone. Didn't even see it. How's everything
Tournament
going?
phone.
Thanks for." I'm like,
He sounds like the most genuine
happening?
person
I
on
think
the
he
face
is.
of the
He's
planet.
awesome.
I think he is.
He's great.
No, I think that's absolutely right.
it's crazy.
So in terms of so I want to talk about like Steph Curry because he I think everybody like he can just get into a zone where it's basically unstoppable. If you're draining threes from fucking half
Parking
court,
lot,
like
yeah.
how can you just defend that? Do you try to with someone like him or anybody really? Do you try to take away, learn, emulate anything?
Yeah. Oh, I mean, absolutely. Like I've like watched a ton of film and studied him and Klay Thompson for years. And Steph's hard to emulate because he's so unique in what he does.
Yeah.
And like people, you see like kind of old head basketball writers like always ruining the game. Like young kids are trying to do what
How
Steph Curry
specifically
does.
is he unique in what he does?
It's hard to put your finger on. I mean, obviously he has the range to like just kill you from anywhere, but like the way he has the ball on a string and he can shoot it off the dribble or he can shoot it off of the catch. He can like he has like an unbelievable handle. He can get to the rim too. He can shoot mid ranges. He can shoot fadeaways, one leg, 2 legs. Like there's just so many things in his arsenal that he can pull out at any moment that honestly, I mean, there's stuff you can do like schematically and scheme wise to try to slow him down. But as soon as that ball rises, like you're just praying. You're praying he misses.
It's also his release, right? Like it feels
quick.
like it's so instantaneous. Like as soon as he comes off a screen or as soon as he gets the ball's already in the air,
Yeah.
and it's hard to block that.
And what's unbelievable too is like, I mean, when you play golf, like your grip is the same. It should be the same every time. Like you might have an uphill lie or downhill lie or side hill lie or whatever. But like when you're shooting a basketball, like there's seams on it. It's spinning when it like hits you in the hand. So you're not always like have it on the laces, ready to go, ready to fire. So
Right.
Never thought
he's
about that.
dribbling it and like moving it around and the ball's spinning and then he just like catches it and it's up with it could be at any combination or in any like form in his hand and it looks the same every time. The arc is exactly the same. It hits the back of the rim the same way every time. And like that, like if I like sometimes when I'm in the gym I just like mess around and like I'll shoot 10 threes with like the laces on and then I'll shoot 10 more without the laces and then I'll like mix and match and like the numbers and the consistency. I can guarantee you there's so much of a difference between me and Steph, and then think about the difference between Steph and like the average person.
Right.
It's just like Steph and my numbers and Steph's numbers are like this close, but like Steph's and the average person is like that
Yes,
close.
Crazy.
right.
And that's just the little stuff that people don't see and understand that
And
makes them so good.
Do you think you have an idea of how much of that for him is God-given and how much of it is just grinding on it? And
I
working
think
really hard on it?
I am a firm believer that like the greatest players in the world are self-made. Like you hear the stories about Kobe Bryant, like in all the work he did in the early mornings, and he'd be out, until like 1, 2 o'clock on flights, and then he'd get into the gym at 5 in the morning, and like he was so talented, and it's easy to look at him and be like, oh, he's like God-given talent. He was great when he was young, like spoon-fed, whatever. But you talk to anybody close to him, they'll say like, oh, he's the most self-made player on the face of the planet. I think Steph's the same way. I mean, yeah, his dad played in the NBA. He was around NBA players. He had that great success at Davidson, but like he wasn't at North Carolina or Duke. He was at Davidson.
Yeah.
So like he had to work in order to like have success at Davidson and then have success in the league, and and it's not like he was shooting straight up the whole time. Like it was like this huge roller coaster that kind of slowly made its way up, and now it's like exponential growth. It's like a rocket ship.
It's really interesting because we, in obviously doing a lot of it with golf, I feel like we've started to hear more and more of people talking about like, no, it's not just unbelievable touch that this guy had or that guy had. And Trent and I Frankie didn't, but we read the latest Phil book from
I haven't had time.
Alan Shipnook.
That's coming up for me too. I'm gonna read it next month.
It's great. It's really good. We had him on the show last week, and Shippy's awesome. But
I need that Bionic reading. Have you seen that? Bionic reading.
Oh,
we'll get to that.
Okay.
I want to get to that.
Yeah.
I want to hear more about this. But, Shipnook talks a lot about Phil's upbringing and Phil's situation at home when he was a kid and how it doesn't get anywhere near the amount of love and chatter. And there's a helicopter flying by right now. He doesn't get the attention in terms of his upbringing that Tiger got of like sitting in the chair and trying to emulate his dad when he was like 1 year old and all that. And it talks about how Phil they built like a little, basically they cut the grass in a certain way and put pins in his backyard, and Phil would just chip all day, every day around this little makeshift green in their backyard. And of course he has like the best short game of all time. And basically Ship's point is that there's a lot more now folks who are going away from just chalking something up to like God-given touch and skill. Yeah, you obviously born with a certain amount of coordination based on genes, fine. But overall that like, no, that is just millions of repetitions of him hitting every chip in the world, that when he has a shot in golf, like he could pull it off because he's just done it so many times.
So many times. Think about it, think about your boy Max.
Yeah.
Like he'll tell anybody how much he struggled his first couple years on the tour, like barely scraping by, losing money in some
Made
years.
like what, 17 grand or something?
Yeah, I mean that's
2017 or
crazy.
18.
But then all of a sudden, like he's an overnight success and he's winning tournaments, and everyone's like, where the hell did this guy come from?
Right.
And it's like the old saying of like it takes years like to become an overnight success.
Yep.
And like you got to put yourself in the right position every single day. You can't skip days in order to have the success. All of a sudden, air quotes, that a guy like Homa or Phil had.
And then once you're in those situations, I would assume, I mean, you would be able to know more than us, but like once you're in that situation, you can build off that. First time you made a 3 in the NBA, you're like, I can do this now. Next one's easier. The next one's easier. And you just keep getting better and better and better.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it's once you have all of that talent and then all of the work put in and then all of the experience, like that's how you make it right there. It has nothing to do with like getting lucky.
Yeah, and you think about like guys like us going on to hitting a drive down here and spraying it left on the into the green, and you have like a flop shot over a bunker to a green that's running away from you, and you're like standing over the ball and you're like shaking a little bit and you're nervous. But like for a guy like that, that's like, I've done that 10,000 times. I've done it 5,000 times. Like I know exactly what to do.
Right.
And so, when those guys that are so good at their professions just pull off amazing things, like, yes, it's amazing, but, they've been there before.
Right.
You still get nervous before games?
Depends on the game. Yeah.
Depends if Drake's there or not.
Depends if Drake's there or Floyd Mayweather's there or not. There's certain games where you have like that big butterfly pit in your stomach.
Is that because it's prime time or who you're playing or
yeah,
where
who
you're playing?
Who you're going up against, like how you want to continue the run you've had for the last week. You've had 3 games in a row that have been really good. You want to continue it, or talk about media. There's like it happened to me in college too. Like there's a guy on the other side who's like nationally recognized player, and he's had a really good season, and they're comparing him to you, and you're like, no, I want to prove to everybody like I can handle this guy, like I can beat him. And so those are the kind of moments that get me going, competitively. But if it's a random game on a Tuesday night, like that's kind of the struggle of playing 82 games in a season, of like being able to be consistent and like get it going and like get up for every single game.
Have you had that like welcome to the NBA moment where you were talking about the top 30 guys everybody knows about, where they did something in a game and you were like, I'm here? Yeah,
like as far as like my welcome to the NBA moment's a little bit different, because a lot of guys are like, oh, I got switched on to Kyrie Irving, and then like he shook me down, made a 3, and Like, he kind of like winked at me on the way down. That wasn't me. Like, I've been switched on to Kyrie Irving. I've been switched on to James Harden. They scored on me a bunch. But for me, it was like it's kind of different. Like, when I was talking about the 82 games and how many games you actually play, like, we got smacked. I can't even remember by who or by how many, like, during the beginning of the year. And at, like, in college, when you lose a game, everything, like, they feel like the world's, like, the earth, like, the sky's falling, you know, like, crisis mode. Like, coaches are in a frenzy. They're, the practice the next day is just like hell. They're running you. But in the NBA, like, you lose by a bunch and you come in and the coach is like, well, we didn't have it today. Like, we got to be better at this and this next time, and then bring it in. And guys, like, take a shower, and then when they walk out, everyone's joking again. And I'm looking around and I'm like, we just lost by 30.
Right.
Like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Like, we need to fix this now. Like, we need to, like, have a rah-rah speech, whatever. But that's truly the nature of professional sports, is, like, you got to shake it off. Because if you hang on to what you did the game before, you have no chance of, like, correcting it, like, the next day.
Right.
And sometimes the turnaround's, like, 8 hours or 12 hours or 15 hours, and you have to just move on. You have to. And so that's kind of was my being, like, a part of a winning team who won a ton and didn't lose much in college, coming into the NBA and playing for a team that didn't make the playoffs. Like, that was tough. That was tough for me to, like, adjust my mindset.
Totally.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, Gonzaga, you guys you have better athletes. You're favored. You're supposed to win pretty much every game. And I imagine, like you said, it's like go to the war room if something goes south. It's like we cannot allow this to ever happen ever again.
I mean, like, no hate, but we beat Pacific my senior year in Stockton, California by 10. And it was close at halftime. And, like, war room, like, we're in the gym the next day, like, come on, like, we got to fix this. We can't, like, if we're going to play like this against, big competition. Is that
big putt?
Big competition the next game. We got to fix it now. It's just like this kind of, like, stress that just, like, falls over the entire team. In the NBA, just not that way.
The NBA just has so much more parity, right? And that, so you're not expected to go out there and win every single game you play. It's like you have to chalk it up to the other professionals that are getting paid the same way that you are, because they're just as fucking qualified to be there. At Gonzaga, like, you guys are supposed to win games. It's a totally different thing.
And it's 82 instead of 30. Like, you have less room for error.
Yeah, and, like, you have there's so many, like, such a large sample size that you're bound to have a game where, like, nobody's making shots and you just completely shit the bed. But in college, like, you just don't have that many, so you got to perform every night.
Skrill is a digital wallet, and it's perfect for all gamblers. Sophisticated gamblers use it to manage their bankroll, whether they are playing games like poker or betting on their favorite sports. You guys go through a big poker phase when you were younger?
Yeah. When Moneymaker won it.
Mm-hmm.
That was
Chris Moneymaker?
It was
on 2004 maybe?
Something like that. It was on ESPN. Like, ratings were through the roof for poker.
You won like $1 million if you
they got the money stacked on the table.
My buddies and I love poker. During COVID, we all would go on FaceTime, in a group FaceTime, and then we'd all join, like, a free-to-play poker room.
That's
and then we
idea.
would just play and, like, watch each other's reactions, and it was a lot of fun. We'd play for 2 or 3 hours. It was great.
Skrill's awesome. They manage their bankroll. These are guys use Skrill using the wallet, which allows them to pay instantly and securely. It's payments without limits, basically. You can access your bankroll with instant deposits and withdrawals most of the time, and also draw the cash using your prepaid card. This gives you access to your bankroll wherever you are in the world in any currency. Skrill thinks about your security relentlessly, so you don't have to share your private financial details needlessly or repeatedly. Obviously, you do not want to be doing that. Go to skrill.com/barstool. Sign up now. First 100 customers to sign up this week get 50 bonus in their Skrill account. That's $50 bonus in their Skrill account. Terms and conditions apply. Go to skrill.com/barstool. Sign up now. The first 100 customers, so hurry up, will get $50 bonus in their Skrill account.
I guess the only similarity between that, between the NBA and college that I can even remember is, like, that year that the Warriors were, like, going for the record, right? Of the amount
they
of
were like
wins, where it's,
73 and 9.
every night they had to win. National TV is like, if they lose this game, it's like crazy at this point. So I can't think of anything else that was even close to that.
Pretty close. Jordan's Bulls, probably the same thing.
True. That's
You listen to the show, we're pretty big, obviously, hockey guys. Hockey, there's the Vegas flu, which is obviously
that's real.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Is there anything like that for you guys?
Miami flu.
Okay.
Yeah, everyone.
That's real.
It's like it's well known that, like, the opposing team is like a 7 point, like 7 points, like you're down to start the
Okay.
game. and like, and different teams are different ways because like go about it differently because certain guys, like to go out in Miami versus teams that have other guys that just don't, you know? So it just depends on who you are. But like in the Heat specifically are like such maniacs because they're known for having like the best culture in the NBA.
Yeah.
And they know that like, okay, we're up 7 to start this game.
Yeah.
We're going to like stomp on your throats from the start because of the advantage that we have. And so that's why you see, some guys pull up in Miami and like we had a day off before and it's evident that the first quarter is sloppy.
Yeah.
And
Pat Riley's buying tables for the other team at the club.
Yeah.
It's like,
Anonymous donor.
Whoa, you guys are welcome here. It's like, whoa.
Yeah. I got a spot for you. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, Miami is probably the best equivalent to Vegas in the NBA. But I mean, who knows? 5 years from now, we could have an NBA team in Vegas.
Yeah,
True.
I know. I mean, I don't know why they wouldn't. It's been so successful with hockey,
absolutely.
and I've been to a game there. It's Knights game. It's absolutely phenomenal. You a foodie at all? You go out and you like to eat on the road?
Yeah, I'm starting to like year
keep it
one.
pretty tight,
Starting
though?
to I keep it pretty tight. Like I don't have a nutritionist and like my diet isn't like I'm not like a vegan or like a keto diet or like nothing like that. But keep it pretty tight and have a pretty good handle on what I need to put in my body in order to be at my best the next day.
Yeah, because I would say, for me, just my opinion, it's like basketball players, I'd say, are the top of the top in terms of just overall athleticism. Right? I mean, like golfer, baseball guy, you could see some guys that are like,
how does Babe Ruth
not
hit 700
necessarily.
home runs
Yeah,
with
it's
a beer
like
gut? Like
you can just be a little bit more loose with it, Whereas, like, I feel like basketball, I mean, you got to be through and through a fine-tuned athlete.
Yeah, and I mean, another thing about the Heat, like I know for a fact they have a cap at like 12% body fat or something like that. Like if you get over 12% body fat, you are not dressing for this game.
Wow. Really?
Yeah.
That makes sense,
Yeah,
though.
and they have like a conditioning regimen and like you have to be at like the top of like you have to be in amazing shape to play to even play for them.
Huh.
Wow. So I mean, and you don't see a lot of like gigantic dudes in the NBA, but then again, the MVP of the league is this giant Serbian dude.
Yeah, it's true.
So
yeah.
I mean, there's ways around it. I mean, he's
not exactly
really,
shredded.
really good, but he's not shredded either.
You can't play for the Heat.
Doesn't matter who you are.
No.
Wouldn't even dress.
By the way, that bionic reading, we kind of glanced over that. It's the craziest thing
what
that's
is
ever
that?
happened in
I
our
got it pulled up
generation.
on my phone here.
Basically, this guy invented this thing where he just bolds the first couple letters of each word, and
It gives you like anchor points.
gives
so
you anchor points in reading, and your brain is supposed to like basically just like
you can kind of
breeze
fly
right through
through
the
that.
sentence.
Just give that a
Because
read
like
there.
if it says like that and it's bold th, you know it's already that. So like your brain is finishing the sentence, so it allows you to just
Yeah, it's like autocorrect for your brain.
Yes.
it allows you to just like retain the information a lot more than if it was all just the
I said it
same.
felt like my brain was surfing on butter when I read it because you're just
It's just flowing through words. I've seen something like that where they
You know what I mean?
they start with like full
Wow.
words and then you like as you get down the paragraph they keep the bookend letters but they switch everything else in the middle and you're able just to like
you can do it. Your
you can
brain
organize
does
it and read it and like your brain somehow
Wow.
like forms these words when they're completely misspelled. But like if you just start with a little bit of like 2 sentences of regular reading.
I have seen that.
Yeah.
I've seen like first, last letter almost
Mhm.
even, and you can
Figure it out.
Yeah, with
Yeah.
everything else jumbled up.
Yeah.
That's trippy.
This
It
is
is.
trippy.
And I think
Bionic
they
reading is
So I
trippy.
think Google Chrome just added an extension for that, so you can add it to all of like your.
You can like click a
reading.
settings thing
Yeah.
and it's just
Like I would love that like on a
The
Kindle,
Kindle, right?
where you got books and you can. I would love a Bionic reading.
Yeah, I'll
option.
read the Phil book when I get Bionic reading
Okay.
on it. That's a promise to everyone.
Okay.
Shipnuck.
So you're obviously a pretty young guy. Is like rookie life? Is it you have to like unload the bus and shit? What's that?
Yeah, they actually, I mean, I can say this now because I'm done with my rookie season, but they actually took it pretty easy on me, which I was
Okay.
thankful for. I did spend a good chunk of change at Chick-fil-A on flights.
Like? Yeah.
Okay.
Like make sure everyone was taken care of with like sandwiches and fries and stuff for
So you have to
flights.
take a whole order. Or you just
Yeah,
go get
like
a generic.
and and part of the rookie life is like it's stressful because like these old guys they don't part of like your rookie initiation is they don't give you like any lead time. So like we'll be leaving like in 3 hours and they're like, hey, like we want Chick-fil-A for the flight. It's like,
Cool.
I'm like, cool. And so I like go to like the guy who was like, the second year player. I'm like, hey, do you have Chick-fil-A's number? He's like, yeah. So I get it, call him down by the airport. Hey, I need 25 sandwiches, 25 fries, and like, 20 chicken nuggets. Like, and I need it delivered to the DC airport. Can you do that? And they're like, yeah, we got it. And so like, I'm like flying down the freeway. We're like, heart pounding because like if you don't get that stuff done, like part of the thing about I think why rookie duties were so easy on me was because I took care of it to start. Like I wasn't like, oh dang it, I forgot Chick-fil-A, or like, oh you need me to run to where like to Walgreens on the road and get you a toothbrush or a phone charger or whatever. Like I took care of that stuff like right away, so they knew like, okay, he can handle it, he's mature or whatever, we're not going to give him anything down the road. But if you like mess up that first Chick-fil-A order, you're unloading buses, you're giving rides to guys like at 2 a.m. coming home from wherever, and like things start to pile up really quickly.
Yeah, you can't get behind.
You cannot get behind. No.
And what happens if you just choose to not do that?
I mean, I don't know. I decided
Has a rookie
to not.
ever just decided to not do it?
I saw.
That reflects poorly on you, though.
think-
You're just not a team guy.
I know.
I don't know if it was Hard Knocks or something, but I saw a video of like Jalen Ramsey for the Rams. Like some vet came up to him and was like, "Hey, we need you to take care of this," and he's like, "What do you mean?" Like, no, I'm not. And part of it was because like he was immediately the starting corner for the Rams, and like immediately had a big impact on the team. And he's like, "I'm playing as many like snaps as you are. Like, we're equals right now. We're coworkers. Like, you can't boss me around."
Yeah.
Yeah, but for me, like I didn't like. There were some games at the beginning of the season where I didn't get in the game, so I wasn't playing much to start the season. So I was like,
Yeah, I'll get you Chick-fil-A.
obligated, you know. I'm like, yeah, I'll get Chick-fil-A.
I'll find you a fucking toothbrush.
And then a lot of like the really good vets will like, you know, if you do a good job throughout the season, like they'll get you a gift at the end of the year.
That's cool.
You know, like they'll get you something like, well, like for me, like everybody knew I golfed, so like bought me a round of golf. Like really,
That's
That's
sweet.
awesome.
Yeah.
so you know, like that's and it's not, you know, like I wouldn't think like the price of a round of golf at a really nice course is equal to the amount of money I spent at Chick-fil-A.
gesture.
But it doesn't matter. It's the
Yeah.
thought that counts, right?
Yeah.
And it's just like, hey, like I know you've been taking care of me, so here I'm gonna take care of
That's
you.
cool.
That is
really good.
I can tell Chick-fil-A's the go-to.
It's the go-to.
Yeah. There's a lot of that.
Yeah.
I love
goes around.
Polynesian sauce.
You like Polynesian?
I do like Polynesian. You know?
Yeah, I dip my nuggets in Polynesian.
Yeah.
It's hard to find people who like that stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that not
People are like,
common?
oh, Chick-fil-A ketchup. Like,
I mean, I like the Chick-fil-A sauce too.
Yeah.
I
I like the
ketchup.
Chick-fil-A sauce.
but
that
the
goes in the sandwich
Polynesian-
for me. I don't dip anything in it.
I'm a sweet and sour sauce guy through and through.
So like when you were a kid and you went to McDonald's, like give me all the sweet and sour sauce you
Green,
have.
yeah, the green packets,
Yeah.
baby.
We were always just a ketchup family.
Yeah.
Really
This guy didn't know that sweet and sour sauce existed.
No, I did know.
He did not know. There's
No,
There's
because
a
now
very
there's
incriminating
there's the
video.
thing.
video
video.
evidence.
Here's the thing.
Bro, he goes,
Extremely
what's that?
incriminating.
In the
goes
green
that-
packet, the little
to the
sweet and
green-
sour
I didn't
sauce.
know
you
that
go
it-
on,
He goes, what are you
right?
dipping that in? I
No.
said, sweet and sour
No, no,
sauce.
no.
He goes,
Here's the thing.
tried it, ate it, and goes, oh, I
No.
don't like that.
No,
It's
okay.
extremely
all right.
incriminating.
That sounds like
No, no,
I
no.
damn near shit myself.
I just didn't know about the McDonald's like green packet sweet and sour. I know that sweet and sour exists, and then I could feel you being like doing your Frankie thing. We're like this guy. So then
Blowing it up.
when I dipped and I ate it, I was like, oh, that's sweet and it's sour, and I was fucking with you, and everybody was like, he doesn't know what it is, and now I'm the guy who doesn't know that sweet and sour exists.
So much time has passed that I'll give you, even though that's not true, I'll give you the point
my
that you
God.
know some sort of sweet and sour sauce exists in the world. To not know the green sweet and sour sauce packet from McDonald's exists is
Shocking.
borderline unacceptable.
I'm a barbecue guy.
But like you just know it's McDonald's. It's fucking like you know
Like,
everything.
have you never?
about-
Do you never like pull up with a friend or anything that's like, hey, what kind of sauces do you have? And they just like
Never
boom, boom,
heard
boom,
of
boom, boom. They rattle them
No,
off.
I guess I was just a barbecue state. We just like barbecue sauce.
Dude, and I was saying when in New York for sure, like that's the first thing they ask you. Like when you get chicken nuggets, they'll be like, "We want sweet and sour sauce with that?" And I said, "Yeah, no problem." Auto.
So it's just like a combination, like it's
Yeah.
cookies and milk in New
Yep,
York.
exactly.
Okay.
We also don't have mustard on our cheeseburgers.
we do.
Northeast thing, they don't
Yeah.
put mustard
Interesting.
standard on McDonald's.
Is that
Whenever
right?
you're out of New
I didn't know
York,
that.
whenever you're out of New York, if you're like if you're a Long Island person that goes and gets McDonald's down here, where are we right now? Arizona.
Yeah.
Down here,
I
would
was
travel
gonna,
a lot.
man, I
Bro.
was gonna never tell you too. It was to be real interesting.
and you
where
just get
went.
like a McDonald's burger is totally different here than it is in Long Island.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do they change their menu like depending on where you go?
I think it's just New York just doesn't
Just
do
Because I know like
mustard.
Europe McDonald's or like international McDonald's are like vastly different.
Yeah.
Royale
And
with
I want to
cheese.
say in the Midwest, I think in the Midwest, I feel like the
Good
dollar
movie.
menu is very large.
They got like a chili on there or something.
I had
They just
McDonald's in
got, like,
Australia. It was
everything.
pretty damn similar.
Australia is very American-like.
It's just
Yeah.
America South kind of.
We were saying that we love to travel, and now you're like, traveling around with the NBA, and you get to try all these new places. And that's my favorite part about traveling is trying new places. We went to New Orleans. We're diving into the culture, trying all the
Yeah.
food.
Yeah.
When we went to Australia, we didn't do shit. We just golfed.
We were exhausted.
We fucking ate
that's-
at
it's
pizza.
like 12 hours ahead. Or
We ate
something like that?
Domino's, dude.
We ate
Probably.
Domino's 3 nights in a row in McDonald's. We went all the way to fucking Australia.
We did go to like Tasmania, so it was but
No,
we
I
did
know, but
Slim
we didn't
pickings.
like eat. Like we had like a steak and test. Like we didn't do like Australian shit. We had kangaroo once.
What's Australian shit? Like, do
They're
you know,
pretty
is there off
I
the
think
my
it's
top?
just America.
I guess so.
We
That's
did
part of
try-
the reason, I bet. You know, like they
think
just don't
so.
have it much differently.
We tried kangaroo, which I did not like. It was not very good, I thought.
and it was just uncomfortable.
Have you guys done anything here? Like anything like specifically Arizona here besides being in the sun?
No.
I've been here since like last Thursday. I came here for a bachelor party, and it's just I'm done with Arizona, to be honest.
Ready
I
to?
am.
It's a week thing, and you're
It's
done.
too long, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
You
I
need to
like
get home.
it. Huh?
Yeah.
You
I
need to
just
get
gotta get
home.
home. It's just the sun here burns me.
Well, I think you've done about like the craziest Arizona things you could do. If it's a bachelor party, I'm assuming you
Yes.
did Old Town and all that
Yes,
stuff. Like,
yep,
that's
Maya, the
Maya
whole
Day
thing.
Club.
Yep, that's wild. So
Yup.
if you like actually decided to live here, like your life would calm down. I'm sure
100%.
it would be with anywhere else.
How
Like,
about
Exactly
this?
that's the same thing when I go to New York. Like when I go to New York, I spend more than 3 days there in Manhattan. I'm like,
Whoa.
oh,
Chaos. It's
a lot.
Like I don't. So, but if I got an apartment there and lived there and figured out where everything is and like hung out, like I'm sure I would settle down.
Is that your favorite place to play, the Garden?
The Garden and Brooklyn, like both in New York.
Brooklyn,
Yeah,
really?
Brooklyn's awesome.
So Brooklyn, amongst NBA teams, is starting to get that like reputation of like a cool place to play.
Yeah, I think it's they've struggled with like their fans and like their loyalty in their fans, and it's gotten better as they've gotten better. But like the arena specifically is like it's like performing on Broadway. Like the lights are all on the court, and the
Dark,
seats
yeah.
are just black,
Yeah.
dark.
That's sweet.
So it feels like you're on a stage, which
Oh,
is
cool.
awesome. And then the Garden's the Garden. So.
What about the Garden makes it that moment? Is it just the history of just like it being the Garden?
Yeah.
Or is it
Championships
just-
in there?
They just have no championships at the Garden.
Yeah, I
Literally,
mean, you see a lot of
it's
Rangers
famous
stuff
for
in there,
literally
yeah.
losing.
Yeah, and I think it's like, I mean, there's a lot of like cool moments, honestly, from other people, non-Knicks players in the Garden.
Yep.
You know,
Kobe,
Michael double nickel.
Michael.
Yep, exactly.
Jeremy Lin had a good one.
Yeah, Linsanity was good.
Insanity was
but
nuts.
I think that the like, honestly, like Knicks fans, like New York fans, are just like ruthlessly supportive. So it doesn't really matter how the team's doing; they're gonna be packing the house. Like
Yeah.
we played, one of our our last game in New York was like. Probably 10 games left of the season, and both teams were basically out of the playoffs, and they sold it out against
Yeah.
the Wizards. And like you had guys,
Against the Wizards.
chirping in the front row, like talking trash, like as you run up and down the floor. We traded for Kristaps Porzingis, at the trade deadline, and he's a Knicks guy. Knicks,
Yep.
infamous, whether you like legend or what. Like he had really good years in New York, and then he left, but. Every time he caught the ball was the loudest boos I've ever heard. Every single time he caught the ball during the game.
Yeah.
It wasn't even like starting lineup, and that was it. It was just like every time. So they're like ruthlessly supportive, and
That makes it
they're-
fun.
Yeah, it's super fun. You feel like a villain.
Yeah, dude,
Right,
the Knicks were
right.
good. Were sort of good early on this last season. I live in Manhattan. Felt like the city was on fire.
Dude, I went to a game where they hit like a
Buzzer
buzzer
beater.
beater. It
Yeah.
was chaos.
Against Boston?
Against Boston.
Yeah.
It was chaos. And like that was one of the cooler games I've ever been to.
And then
in
correct me
any
if I'm
sport.
wrong, like a month after, everyone's like, the Knicks are back.
Yeah.
Like
Yes.
the Knicks are back. We're
Yes.
good again. Like, like
Yes.
I mean, some cities just have that.
Yeah.
When the Knicks are good, New York's different for sure.
Yeah, I had never seen it like that.
And like, we'll win like 5 games. You'll start the season 5-3, and it's like, oh boy, like 7th Avenue starting to bump after every single
Mhm.
game. There's crowds forming outside the Garden.
Sports are better when they're good, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When the Knicks are good?
Yeah.
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 It's just one of the.
Absolutely.
I mean, as a St. Louis guy, we never even had a team, but I just feel like in general, when the Knicks are good, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna.
Yeah, they're in that
Same
category. for
argument
sure.
like the Yankees are good in baseball. You just like,
Cowboys
it's-
in
Cowboys are
football.
good in football.
Yeah,
so
Knicks are-
were you like especially hurt when the Rams moved to LA?
Yeah, that sucked.
Yeah.
And it's because the way that they did it. We're
So
Stan
how'd they do
Kroenke,
it?
that piece of shit. In order to do it, he had to like lobby for the NFL to approve it, and in doing that, he submitted like 100-page report shitting on how bad St. Louis
The
is.
owner.
Basically, yes.
Yeah.
He's also the owner of like the Nuggets, the
Is it
Avalanche,
Liverpool?
the Arsenal,
Arsenal.
a bunch of teams, and he's just so yeah. In St. Louis now, we
Yeah.
despise
So
him.
So you and I can
So,
bond because I'm like a Seattle guy, and the Sonics left when I was 9.
Yep.
And kind of a similar-ish story, like just like I was 9 years old, just getting into professional basketball. We just drafted Kevin Durant.
It's crazy seeing pictures of him in a Sonics
We
jersey.
just drafted Kevin Durant, and I
Weird.
went to games and I saw him, and I was like, okay, here we go, and then packed it up and left. You know,
It sucks.
It sucks.
And it sucks for the Rams because, they had the greatest show on turf, the Super Bowl, the Kurt Warner story, all that. So, like, they had built some history, even though they came in the 96 or whenever they came to St. Louis from L.A. at the time. They had, the 20-something years of history that was cool and it was good. And they had these awesome runs and Marshall Faulk. And that was, like, it was awesome.
Kurt
And,
Warner,
like,
and
we had that. And then they just had a few bad years, and instead of like sticking it out like any other team and rebuilding and all that, because obviously St. Louis fans, people make fun of the Cardinals, but like St. Louis fans are sports fans. Like,
was it like a arena issue? Like the Seattle was like arena issue.
bitched
Like
about
our
that a
arena was
lot.
just not
Yep.
very good.
They bitched about that a lot. They bitched about like low fan attendance when they weren't, good.
Well, how is LA any different? Like the LA sports scene is
that
just,
and again,
Yeah.
that's like I don't want to get but yeah, it was not good. And so then I don't have I guess the Arizona Cardinals now are kind of my football team because I'm not going to root for the fucking Rams that are in a different city with an owner that I don't like.
There you go.
And then we just never had an NBA team. So it's a bummer because like I don't. It's not that I like shit on the NBA. I've always said I wish I could get into it, but when you don't grow up with it, it's hard to have like a huge allegiance to
There you
it.
go.
You know?
Yeah.
So
Suns
I
are
might
good
be a
though.
Wizards guy
And
now.
Yeah, be a Wizards guy, man.
I think I'm a fucking Wizards
Be a Wizards guy.
Me and Jake Bash just going to
Few in the
games.
Hey, we're trending up, man. We're excited. We are like I'm not gonna bullshit and say like we're excited about next year without actually meaning it. Like it's gonna be good.
That's awesome.
It's gonna be good.
That's great. Well, look, man, we appreciate it.
This was great.
You're I think our only active NBA player we've ever had.
Am I like the official like Foreplay Pod NBA player?
Yeah.
Is that
Yeah.
can I
come to
take
New
that?
York, I want to
Yes.
come there. I want to see you
Absolutely.
in between halftime and say like I'm watching you, and I want
Okay.
to see if you can have an even better second half. Like see if I can have as much
The
pull as
Floyd effect?
Mayweather. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
What would you guys would come here once?
Floyd effect.
We come here once a year.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm coming to a game. I've never been to
Deal.
an NBA game.
Done.
How
Never
fucking weird
been
is that?
at all.
Dude, they're fun. Play music
heard they're
during the
awesome.
game. It's crazy.
We
I
went to-
think
yeah,
I
we went
think
to that.
as far as like attendance or like being there, hockey is the best,
Yep.
and then NBA is second.
Hockey's the biggest difference
Yes.
between watching on TV and being there.
Yes.
Whereas I've heard NBA games are really, really fun.
Yeah, I mean, you get it. You just like you're in there and you get an appreciation for just how big and athletic guys are and how skilled guys are and the shot making, and then they do a good job with like timeout entertainment and halftime
Yeah,
and
it's pretty
Red
interactive,
Panda's out there
everybody's getting
flipping,
Oh,
Yeah.
so cool.
flipping bowls under her head.
Legend.
And
So we went to the Pelican Suns game, the playoff game. And it
how was
Yeah.
that?
It was great.
Awesome,
Yeah,
dude.
I bet it was awesome.
CP3 took over at the
CP3
end.
took
Shout
over
out
the
to Game
whole
Time.
fourth quarter. Shout out to Game Time. And it's just like, yeah, man, the skill, the athleticism, it's when you're there, it's really, really a spectacle. And it's similar. I always used to, I'm a huge baseball fan, but there's a part of baseball when you go to a game, you can take a couple innings off. Go get yourself popcorn, a hot dog, a beer, because you know if your team's winning and they're up, nothing can change. You're still going to be winning regardless of what happens in that next 25 minutes. In hockey, you can't take a second off because a guy just looks the wrong way and there's a goal the other way.
He'll scoot out of the penalty box and all of a
just
sudden we're one on one.
A split second can happen. And basketball in the fourth quarter is like that as well. You can't
sure.
leave your seat because like a guy just like messes up his dribble and they're the other way, and then all of a sudden it's a breakaway that way, and then a three comes out of nowhere, and it's just like holy shit, it's a 1 point game. Like I can't miss a second. So
It's awesome.
it is fun to watch in person, and I want to start going to more basketball games.
I'm
That
in.
was a really, really cool
That
experience.
was really fun.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
was a great podcast. I enjoyed
Thank
this.
We
you.
did an hour
Yeah.
with you.
And if you guys ever want to come to, like, if there's a train from New York, DC, and you want to come
Yeah.
down and hang out and come see a game there,
We got
Be my
Nate
guest.
Dogg's a huge Wizards
Yeah,
fan.
be my
Nate.
guest. Yeah.
We got fucking
We should definitely do
Jake.
that.
Yeah.
That'd be
Get a
fun.
wole crew down to DC.
Love it.
I love
Hopefully
DC.
come in the fall or the spring, we can play golf and
Ooh.
go to a game.
Let's go down. What is it? Like the cherry blossoms?
Cherry blossoms. That's in March and April.
March and April.
Did you
I
get
love
drinks
DC.
with Lurch one time?
Yeah. So I'm
that-
surprised we didn't. I'm surprised we didn't talk about that.
I forgot about that.
How'd that go?
I forget
Yeah,
about Lurch
so,
all
like-
the time on this podcast.
Like
No,
I had,
I-
yeah. Like I was gonna say, like, where's Lurch? Like that's my buddy.
We don't know.
We
He's
got
supposed to
drinks
be.
together. But
good
we,
question.
yeah, we like he was in DC, and ever since I started like listening to you guys, I followed you guys on social media, and I saw Lurch was in DC, and it was the beginning of the season, and like didn't really know anybody, didn't have like a group of friends or anybody that I
Yeah.
could spend. You know, I was getting used to life there and
I'm
trying
gonna hang out
to
with
connect.
fucking Lurch. That's
And I
what
was
I'm
like, I
gonna
shot him a DM. I was like, hey, like, he's like, are you in town? He's like, yeah. And I'm like, oh, let's get a drink.
He's a great guy to get a drink with.
He's awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
he
is.
brought
Really-
in, and it was cool because he was awesome. We talked golf and basketball and hockey and all that stuff. But then he had like 3 of his buddies there who live in DC and huge Wizards fans, and then they're like pouring over the bar, asking me questions about the history of DC
Yeah,
and
and you're
the
a
Wizards
rookie.
and like grassroots
You're
basketball.
like, I
And
just
I'm
got
like-
here, dude.
I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, I don't know.
That's
I
great.
can tell you a lot about Gonzaga though.
Yeah.
Hey.
You want to know about Gonzaga? Tell you about Gonzaga.
He's the ultimate get a drink with guy.
He is.
Like,
Yeah, he's great.
oh,
Just
yeah.
gotta
Good
show up
teddy
to the
bear, man. He's just a
podcast.
big bubbly teddy
Totally,
bear. Yeah,
yeah.
it's the best.
Eye contact all over the
Yeah.
place.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
just-
Now that you mention it, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Huge eye contact.
Don't ever
guy.
drive with him. He maintains the eye contact while driving.
That's dangerous.
It is.
It's very
Correct.
dangerous.
He has not comprehended, much like his putting, that you're supposed to look at the road. He actually, at one point, I think, said, like, what am I supposed to do, stare at the road the whole time?
Yeah, he did that.
We were like,
Yeah.
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 That's
We were
exactly-
driving
He's like, I
and
get
he
bored.
Maybe,
It's
a
like,
quick,
exactly.
maybe a quick glance, but
Yeah.
like, come on.
I said
Actually,
something
in the rule book.
I
like,
said
you're
something in the
supposed
back seat, and he goes, "Yeah, is that how you feel?"
Semi's coming down the other way. And
Yeah.
we're swerving
literally
around
that scene
towards
from
it.
Dumb and Dumber where
Yeah.
he's looking back there.
exactly.
to.
Yeah.
Ooh, that guy's a dangerous driver.
No, this was really good.
Great
We gotta
get a
get some
drink with guy.
tacos. Is there tacos over there?
We got tacos, I think, at
tacos
13,
here at
and
Mesa
then-
are insane.
And then they got sliders over on hole 7.
All right, we're gonna
You
take a
gotta
little.
play
Get
one of
one
these
around.
too someday.
Oh, I'm thinking about it, man. Like, actually, when you guys released your schedule for this year, I was like, when am I like, I looked at Washington, I looked here, and I just didn't get on the ball quick enough to come play here. But
We can get you in.
We
I
can
think,
get you in,
yeah,
we
I know a guy now.
Yeah. We'll talk to the commish.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. See if you can arrange it.
Yep. Corey Kispert, our official foreplay NBA guy.
Yep.
Proud.
And I'm a Wizards fan now.
And you're a Wizards fan.
Yeah.
Man, what
I'm
a
not
day.
gonna give you that allegiance, but I'm gonna come watch it.
It's all right. We'll win you over.
Thank you, Corey.
Maybe.
Thanks, man.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, this was good.
4 years running, who is the title sponsor of the Barstool Classic?
Truly.
Truly hard seltzer.
What's everybody been drinking out here today? I believe that is Truly
Truly.
Hard Seltzer.
Jeez, it's the best.
Truly Hard Seltzer is a clean, crisp, and refreshing hard seltzer with a hint of fruit. That's true. There's over 30 flavors, so there's something for everyone. The, what is it, cucumber watermelon or something like that? Watermelon cucumber? Is that what everybody was drinking that came in the new pack? There's like a mango chili in there. The margarita styles. Oh, margarita
chili,
lime is
wow.
really good. Boy, some of their new flavors are off the charts. The fruit punch. Saw a lot of people enjoying the fruit punch. They just nailed it with a bunch of different flavors, saying a little bit for everybody. All cans have under 110 calories, 1 gram of sugar, and naturally gluten-free. You can find Truly Hard Seltzer near you at trulyhardseltzer.com.
They've
That
got
is-
the poolside one. That's the one I saw. Truly poolside hard seltzer.
Ooh, that's like a case.
Strawberry melon fizz, orange peach fizz, kiwi mojito style, pina colada style, and there are all these wacky, crazy, bold color cans. Awesome, truly poolside. Go look for it. I saw it in the store the other day. You can definitely find it.
Find Truly Hard Seltzer near you at trulyhardseltzer.com.
All right, we are now joined by an NFL legend, Chicago Bears legend. Brian Urlacher has joined the show. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
You got Trent and I here. Riggs is out here at the Barstool Classic. We're here at Mesa. He's doing the putting contest. It's taking forever, so we figured we'd just turn these mics on, just start
Yeah,
ripping.
we've been bullshitting for, 20 minutes anyway?
Yeah, might as
Yeah.
well just turn these things on and start recording.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I think I'm playing it pretty cool, but I played high school football in the mid 2000s. I was a bald linebacker.
There
Brian
you go.
Urlacher was like a pretty big deal to a guy like me, so it's very exciting to have you on the show.
Nice. You're in Iowa?
Yeah,
correct?
Cedar Rapids.
Yeah, a lot of Bears fans in Iowa, Ohio. There's not much to, especially Iowa's not a lot to root for, right?
Right, you get.
Yeah.
I mean, Iowa.
College, obviously.
Yeah, no pro team, so you just kind of pick. There's a lot of Vikings, Bears, Chiefs. You kind of get your pick of what you want.
Yeah.
And a ton of Bears. I grew up with a lot of Bears
There's
fans.
Bears fans everywhere. The reason I think there's Bears fans everywhere because everyone who grows up there leaves. That's why they're all over the United States or all the warm weather places because everyone who grows up there wants to get out because it's too damn cold.
Right, you spend 18 winters in Chicago, and you're like,
It sucks.
that's enough for me.
I like Chicago, but I did not enjoy the weather.
Well, it's
when
funny you say
when
that
I
'cause
wasn't playing.
You played your whole 13-year career in Chicago. You know, I love that. One jersey.
Yeah.
Was that a big, reason for you always wanting to stay there?
It meant more to me when I was done than when I was playing, if that makes sense. So I wanted
Yeah.
to keep. I thought I could play 1 or 2 more years possibly after I retired, but I didn't want to play anywhere else. And plus, I didn't want to play for another head coach. Once they fired Lovey, so it was like, do I want to go try and play for another guy? And then he got hired in Tampa a year later, so I was like, ooh, possibly. But they had Levante David. They had some good backers down there, so that was out. But yeah, just playing with. Then now I look back, I was very proud to be with the one.
What was
the
it
Bears
about
the whole
Lovey
time.
that you like so much?
Man, he just a great. Number one, he's a great guy.
Yeah.
You didn't want to let him down. He's like your dad. He's like you did not want to let Lovey down. Never cussed in the 13 years I played for him. I'm sorry, 9 years I played for him. He never cursed. If you said crud, darn, dang, or crap, they're like, oh shit, Lovey is pissed. It's like we're in trouble. He said all 4 in one sentence in the halftime versus Detroit in 2010. We're like. Oh no! It was
gotta
like the
pick
end of
it
the
up.
world, man. They didn't score in the second half. They had like 30 yards total offense. He only got mad when the defense played bad. Offense could shit the bed, do whatever. When defense played bad, it was not okay. But just didn't want to let him down. One of those guys, players coach. He let us. If we had suggestions, he would listen and maybe tweak it a little bit. But he always wanted our input on what we were doing.
It's amazing. We just got done talking to Corey Kispert, basketball player, plays for the Washington Wizards, and we were talking about God-given talent. And is it fair to say that some of the best of all time are just had something different, or did they just work harder?
I think it's both. You obviously got to have some talent. It's hard to get that level without being talented. And there are some guys who just bust their ass and get good. But
what do you attribute? Because you're one of the greatest of all time. So what do you attribute to you?
It's hard to get 6'4", 250 without being born with some pretty good stuff in you. So I did feel like I busted my ass in college. I lifted from 7th grade all the way through college. I got faster and bigger every year, but it does help being gifted with size and speed.
Right.
Right, like you. Like
just can't be a linebacker.
Like we could, if we could simulate the
just a
exact
fact.
scenario that Brian grew up with, like it wouldn't happen for you. I don't
Maybe
think.
I could have been a Justin Thomas.
Oh, there you go. That's what I want to be.
I
want to be a
been
golfer.
maybe. How's your game right now?
Not today. It was not good.
You played in the Barstool Classic.
Yeah, great tournament, by the way.
Appreciate
Lots of
that.
fun. My buddies were really excited to play. We were all going to win. There's going to be 2 championship teams coming out of my group.
Which is golf, though, right? Every day you show up, you're like,
Oh, is that Mr.
where's
Hole
the
in
first?
One?
Where's the first team? Oh, there's the
Mr.
hole in one.
Hole in
guy.
One,
Hole in
right
one
there. Champ is. What'd you get for that? A high five? Did you? Would you guys shoot 10, 12 under? No?
We are.
Come over here real quick.
Come
Nice
here for a
hole in
second.
one.
Come
Yeah,
over here real quick.
Yeah.
Talk
Now
us
he's Mr. Cool Guy.
Mr. Ace.
Yes.
You shot.
On number 2. You sent it to me, right? He had the hole in one number 2
What's
yesterday.
your name again? Sorry.
Joe Brecken.
Fuck.
Yeah,
Fuck,
his nickname is
Come
Fuck.
here. Come here and talk us
Fuck,
through
fuck
your
yesterday.
Yeah, let's
hole in
hear the hole in one.
Be part of this.
Oh, yeah, you do. Come on. Oh, yeah. Okay, well, you are the board, though.
Makes an
you
ace
are
of the
the board.
Barstool Classic to qualify for the championship on his last swing of the day.
What?
How
Are you
insane is
kidding me?
that?
Oh, no, I didn't get that part of the story.
It was our last
That's
hole,
big.
number 2.
The hardest hole, part 3 for me.
We're in, birdie or par, we're out.
And now,
What'd you end
did
up
you
shooting?
know that stepping up
Fuck,
to the
that's
tee?
good.
No, I would have shaped it if I didn't know that.
And then you made the putting contest.
Yeah,
You
that-
made the putt.
Yeah. And then I had 5 more Julies and I whiffed the putt.
Just 5?
Yeah.
Slow day for you, huh? Enjoy the board.
Awesome.
Congrats
Do you.
on the hole in
Just
one.
wanted to say, hey,
Yeah,
how'd you do in
thanks.
Vegas?
Oh, I didn't lose.
You didn't lose?
I didn't lose.
Attaboy.
How'd you do?
I lost.
All right, well, better you than me.
All right, sorry to
Look at
interrupt.
No, it's okay.
Awfully tan.
Huh?
Oh, awfully tan.
Good at everything.
Well, I didn't know I made a hole in one to get to the. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Who's your partner?
Salsa.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
dude, you played good.
Yeah, he had to. I figured he did if you guys made it. See it.
Awesome.
Nice job.
How long have you been playing the game?
When I got money. So when I got drafted in 2000, and I played one time in college with. So I went to college with Hale Irwin's nephew, Blake Irwin.
Okay.
So I played once with Blake, and I stunk. And then when I got money and could afford my own clubs, in 2000 is when I started playing more.
I mean, football has a pretty good golf culture, right? So, I mean,
Competitive guys.
super,
yes.
super
A
competitive.
lot more now than when I first started playing. Now everyone wants to play. Everybody. You see
Yeah.
all these guys when they get off, out of OTAs or wherever, they go right to the golf course. Summertime.
Seems like we see that with every sport.
I know, it's
Basketball,
becoming a huge thing
hockey,
now.
football. Every guy we talk to is like, I'm obsessed with
We
it.
all grew up watching Tiger.
Yep.
This generation, especially now, because the kids we're all getting older, but everybody watched Tiger, and now the PGA is so popular, and everyone loves watching golf. It's so damn
What do you
hard.
think it is? I mean, do you think it's like a way to separate? Because football is just so clang and bang. It's go, go, go. And then you come out here. You're in a
It's nothing
cart.
to
You
do
got the
with
breeze.
football.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Like, is it the
Nobody's trying to
separation
kill you.
that-
You're not trying to kill
Is it the
somebody.
You're trying to kill
separation
a
for you?
That's right.
Yeah, exactly.
Is it separation? It's just so challenging. Every day you don't know what you're going to get. You can shoot. I can shoot 74. I can shoot 94.
Yeah.
You just do not know. I think that's what's fun about it. Plus, I like to gamble on the golf course too. That's fun. Get a little competition out there. But that's in the fairway. Every single time he hits the ball, he hits the fairway.
Right.
Every single time he hits the fairway. Fairway? Fairway? What? Sounded good. But yeah, I just love it. It's so fun, man.
Play
Competitive.
with any all-time groups?
And
in
you're
your
never
life,
going to
or
be as
what?
good as you want to be at golf. Even the pros.
No.
Never. You say any all-time groups?
Yeah, any like all-time foursome you've ever played with? I can imagine Brian Urlacher's find himself into some.
Who do I want to be in my group?
Or who have you played? What's the best group you've ever played with?
Let's do both.
Besides today? Excluding
that's a good
current-
teammate right there.
Current company. Gosh, I played with MJ back in the day. We remember the same course in Chicago. I haven't played with Trump yet. I've met Trump a few times. I haven't played with him yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
MJ, did he? I mean, I'm sure you like to gamble on the
This
course.
was,
I'm sure
this
that
was
got
2001 and 2 when I first got to Chicago, so I
Okay.
was scared as shit.
Oh.
You know, I was still hitting the ball 7 miles right, so I was nervous.
Yeah.
God, no, I haven't really played with anybody big. I don't think. Can't remember anyone if I did.
Michael Jordan. I think just that just
Yeah, I mean,
wipes the whole
about
list.
as good as it
And I
gets.
saw him at the golf course when I joined America Club. I used to see him there all the time, so it was kind of old hat. But he'd have his group out there. You guys have heard. 12 golf carts. Everyone's got their own golf cart. 4 guys playing, 8 guys betting on the side. They all just go. So great. But they play under 3 hours every day.
You like it out here in Arizona? You're here full time now.
No,
right?
I don't like it here. I love it here.
Yeah.
It's just so nice, right? It's hot in the summer. We know we get our hot days, but 9 months out of the year, it's amazing. The weather's always the sun's up every single day, pretty much.
Yeah.
I love that.
You're trying to get out here and play like every day.
Not
Or
every
whenever
day.
you can?
I can't do it every day. I love golf, but I don't love that. I mean, this is my 4th day in a row, and today was a shitty day.
Yeah.
I can see my game going this direction if I play too much, so I gotta take a couple days off every once in a while.
What do you find the most frustrating thing about golf? I can imagine being an all-time elite athlete has to be even more frustrating to play a sport like golf, where you never know why it's happening.
It's just so hard to be consistent, and I don't know. I mean, I feel like my swing is the same. I know it's not the same, but I feel like I'm doing the same thing every time. I'm just not. It's just so hard to be consistent. It's impossible.
Yeah.
Some days I'm really good at this and I'm really bad at that, and then some days it's the opposite. Just don't know what's going to be good that day.
And we have all this access to like data and analytics now, like all these launch monitors, and it tells you like what you're doing wrong and why you're doing it wrong. And to us, like just amateur golfers, we just can't seem to figure it out.
I mean, you can have all the information, but if you can't fix, like I'll go get a lesson, and on the range, I'm like a +4 when I leave my lesson. I'm like, I'm so fucking good right now. Get to the course, back to shit. Like literally an hour later, I'm back to the same guy I was before my lesson, and I don't understand it.
When you were playing football, I mean, I feel like analytics and all that is kind of the new wave.
A new thing, yeah.
Did you do any of that when you were playing?
No.
Nothing.
Yeah.
I think and I'm not saying I don't like it. I don't understand. If you feel like you're going to go for it on 4th down, then go for it. Don't worry about, well, if you don't get it here, they're going to score here. Who cares? I mean, it's just kind of taking all the coaching out of it and goes into the numbers, right?
Right.
So I'm not a huge fan of it. I understand it, but I don't really like it.
So when you were playing, there was never like a percentage chance that a running back would run that way. You were the
Tendencies.
feel?
No, there's tendencies and offenses, obviously, but there's every play you can only run a certain amount of plays from each formation.
Right.
So you understand what they can do and what they can't do, but I didn't play the percentages or anything like that. You just know. You kind of play what you saw. That's what we
You
did.
just got to tackle the guy with the ball.
Yeah, that's a great line. Just wherever the ball is, go get it.
Go get it.
Yeah, as long as you don't run the ball in your gap, you're good to go.
You were great at that.
Yeah. I had
You were
fun.
really good at that. You were really good at that.
We tracked the ball on defense. Then we got to the football. That's one thing I love about Lovey's defense too, and they're going to be good in Houston. They get to the football.
Yeah.
And the Bears coach is from that lineage as well. So he coached under Marinelli, and
Okay.
Marinelli coached under Coach Smith or with Coach Smith. So they're all that same lineage of run to the football, take the ball away, get turnovers, score. Same family there. So that's good.
Do you have good relationships with the quarterbacks that you were going and hunting down?
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know a lot of them. Aaron, obviously, I played golf with a few times. I just saw Peyton last week at an event. But I don't see him. I mean, unless we're playing golf or something, or at a charity event, I don't really see a lot of them.
Because it's something. I'm a huge hockey fan. You always hear you call them goons or the bigger guys, the guys that are clanging and banging. They are actually like the nicest guys with the best relationships with the players out there. And I always wondered about that with linebackers, right? Like, is it a respect thing?
I think that's with every player, not just line. I think
Okay.
there's a mutual respect between all the players in the NFL. There should be, But yeah, there's no animosity towards any of the guys
Right.
unless there's an incident or something like that. But for the most part, everybody got along. There are some guys that start yapping and then
Totally.
people get a little moist. But for
Totally.
the most part, everyone's good.
I just can't imagine going up against this guy and like seeing him on the other side of the ball
No.
and ever having any sort of just pure fear.
The linemen do a good job of taking care of me. The linemen are so damn big and just it's so like they get their hands on it. They're so good at holding.
Yeah.
It's just frustrating. But we found a way. We had good D linemen too, so it helped out a little bit.
You missed the game at all?
No, I love watching the game. I don't miss playing it. I don't miss my body hurting when I wake up. I don't miss recovering from games. The thing I miss is being around my coaches, teammates, just being in the building, like the cooks, the trainers, the equipment guys, the field guys, the video guys. That's who I miss. Not so much the game, just everyone that was around the game.
You do hear that from a lot of guys who retire. They're like, I don't miss suiting up, but I miss the culture. of everybody around, and it's a big family. And
That's exactly right.
and people, it's hard to get away from when you're on the other side of it.
Damn, you figure, 4 years in college and 13 years in the NFL, and the 13 years in the NFL was pretty much the same people the whole time when it came to the building, aside from the coaches changing here and there. But the trainers were the same, the equipment guys were the same, the field guys, the video, they were all the same the whole time I was there. So, you go 13 years seeing them every day, and all of a sudden you retire and bam, you don't see those people anymore. It's like, oh shit, where's Dave? Where's Kenny Maroc? Where's all these guys that I've been around? I see every day. I used to go at lunch in the video room and hang out with the video guys just to shoot the shit during lunch. And we'd have 5 linemen in there, a kicker, and me. We'd all sit in there and eat lunch and shoot the shit, for the half hour we have for lunch. And then that's gone. You're just like, what do I do now? So that was a little different when I retired.
Right now, it feels like we are all getting less social interaction, less sunlight, less steps, less being in the office, which I like. And while the last one might not be so bad, aren't you ready for more? With Priceline, you can save up to 60% on your favorite hotels, and you can also get exclusive deals on rental cars and flights. And when you save more, you can do more. Frankie, you're a huge Priceline guy, aren't you?
I'm a huge Priceline guy.
I feel like you love Priceline.
I remember when we first had their read on the show, you were stunned.
It's insane that they are a sponsor. I used to use Priceline. I still use Priceline. The fact that we get access to that website and that engine, that search engine, where everything is compiled into one amazing list of all the greatest things that you're looking for, vacations, all of that stuff. I love it. I'm obsessed with Priceline. I've used Priceline for every vacation I've ever gone on.
More walks on the beach, more talking to strangers, more fun in the sun, and no matter where you travel, still less being in the office. Planning vacation's great. It's just very exciting. Priceline, every trip is a big deal. So when you're ready to book your next one, visit Priceline.com for the best deals that will help you get more out of it. Visit Priceline.com for the best deals. Priceline's great. Priceline Negotiator. That's right?
That was good.
That was their jingle?
Priceline Negotiator.
Priceline.com for the best deals. Go plan your vacation. You get flights, you get hotels, you get exclusive deals on rental cars, all kinds of good stuff. More, which is great. Visit Priceline.com for the best deals.
And right now you're enjoying retirement life. You got, is it Ludex? Is that how we say it?
Ludex, yeah.
Ludex.
Oh, yeah. You guys know about that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Changing the game for collectors.
The app, yeah. So I guess they're coming out with the app pretty soon. I'm not sure the exact release date. The app for trading cards. So it's an app you get on your phone. You scan the trading card. It tells you exactly how much it's worth, the condition. I don't know about the condition, but it tells you how much it's worth, the year. You always got these cards. You're like, I wonder how much is this worth. Well, you get the app, you scan it, it tells you how much it's worth.
Oh, no
I was
way.
a big trading card guy as a kid.
Yep.
You always want, like, someone's like, oh, that's worth like $40. You're like, really? $4. It's
Yeah.
not the
Right.
same. So this app, you scan it, it tells you exactly how much it's worth, what year, like just tons of information. It's pretty cool.
We used to have to buy those old, what are they called, Beckett books?
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Or you would have to find it.
Yes.
There's just pages and pages of cards, and you're just like, I don't know. You're right. It's either worth $4 or $40,000, and I don't know.
So you ever heard of a break?
A what?
A break? Like you go to these trading cards and you open a box
Oh,
of cards.
yeah.
I'd never heard of it. And then
Yes.
Brian Ludden's the guy who started the company, Ludex. Sometimes I call him Ludex. Anyway, he's like, you want to do a break? I'm like, what's that mean, dude? He goes, we're going to open a box of cards. I was like, oh, fuck yeah. So we did that, and we pulled a Tom Brady rookie card. We opened my class, 2000. We pulled a Tom Brady rookie. It was unbelievable. Yeah, it was a big deal.
Dude, this app, it's so crazy that you're actually saying that this is what it does, because the other day we just moved into a new house. I'm back at my parents' house looking through all my stuff, all my childhood stuff in my room and like the basement. And I looked through all the cards that I had saved, and I'm literally looking at these rookie cards. I had a Derek Jeter card, and I wasn't sure. It was like his first All-Star game rookie card, and it had like a holographic thing on it. I'm like thinking to myself, how am I
what's
supposed
this
to know?
worth?
How am I supposed to know? Even, is it $2 or is it like 25,000? I don't.
Right.
I have no idea what the answer
The
is.
card guys know exactly where to go to. The guys
Yeah.
that trade, they have this. They go to the website or wherever. They know exactly what to look for, because we did it one day. We tested the card versus actually going online and researching all the cards. We did 5 cards. The app took 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Researching them all took about 5 minutes. So
Right.
it's amazing the technology that's behind this thing. But yeah, they're gonna release it pretty soon. It should be pretty damn cool. I'm excited
People
about it.
also you're talking about opening a new pack. People do that on like Instagram Live, and people
Yes.
can jump in and watch. It's pretty riveting, actually.
is.
You know, there's a big card guy, Cassius Marsh. You guys know who that is? Played for the Bears this year. He has a shop out in L.A., but he doesn't do he does all cards, but he does the not the athletic cards. Bam. There you go.
Magic the
Magic the
Gathering?
Gathering. That's huge. I had no idea how big that stuff was till I went to his. He has cards worth like $25,000, $30,000.
He said like he has more money in cards than he's made in his career.
I believe it, man. The people like they'll do breaks on it. He has an Instagram account that I follow. They'll do breaks, and these people go ape shit over the cards they pull. It's unreal. Like it's like a $15,000 card out of one pack. It's nuts. Yeah, Magic the Gathering. You're exactly right.
When I was a kid, I was big into Pokemon cards.
Pokemon. My son had the Pokemon cards, or Pokemon, whatever it's called.
Charizard.
Those are big too.
I did that. I had this baseball game called Showdown. It was basically you had cards and like you could have a Derek Jeter double, and when you did it, you'd move the guy to second base, and like you actually play a game of baseball. It was really cool.
Yeah,
They got
cards,
super unique with it.
And cards have kind of come back the last couple of years too.
They really
kind
have.
of disappeared. I didn't hear much about it, and now bam, they made a big comeback. So it's pretty cool.
So you got that going on. Anything else that you got like working on the post career right now?
My golf
Anything exciting?
game, obviously, that's a work in progress all the time. Nothing a whole much, man. My kids keep me kind of busy. We have a daughter at KU. She's a junior. They won the national championship this year. Pretty cool.
Congratulations!
Basketball, yeah.
There you
My
go.
son is a sophomore at Chandler High. My other daughter is a junior at Hamilton High. So my son goes to Chandler. My daughter goes to Hamilton. Those are number 1 and 2. Oh, fishing. Yeah, I like to fish. Well, he said anything like serious. My son's at Chandler High, number 1 football team in the state. Number 2 is Hamilton. Well, last year Saguaro won state, but Chandler and High and Hamilton were 1 and 2 all season long. And my daughter goes to Hamilton, my son goes to Chandler, so they were always yapping at home.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh!
some good battles at the house.
You excited?
Shit talking.
You loving watching your son play the game?
It's fun. High school football's great. You know, college football's fun too. NFL's okay, but college and high school are a blast to me.
How involved are you in it?
Yeah, are you like?
I watch.
Okay,
That's how involved I am.
that's good.
I mean, his coaches are there for him to coach. He has a great. Leonard Davis is on their staff. Dominic Raiola, center for the Lions for 12, 13 years.
Yeah.
Leonard played. It was number 2 pick in the draft. Played here for the Cardinals, but they have a really good staff out there. Coach Carpenter played in the league for a couple of years, but yeah, I'm involved. If he wants to ask questions and talk, I'll be. That's about as involved as I get. I'm not going to tell him what to do. If he asks me, cool. If not, oh well.
That's the way to be.
I just don't. I mean, I did coach him when he was probably. How old is he now? 16, 17. So when he was 11, and it wasn't pretty. We hated each other, so it wasn't good. I thought maybe I should quit because if you're a good coach, who's the kid you're hardest on? If your kid's going to be on the team, you should be hardest on him. You don't want to show favoritism, right?
Right.
Yeah.
There are coaches who I know that are easiest on it. There's rules for their kids and there's rules for everyone else. The rules don't abide to their kids. Well, it was opposite. For most of my friends and myself, it was opposite for our kids. They're going to get the shit into the stick because we were going to be dicks to them.
Yeah.
So we didn't get along and it wasn't fair to him. So I was like, I'm not doing this anymore. I just want to be your dad. I don't want to be your coach, your whatever. If you have questions, let's talk. But if not, do your thing, bro.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's huge because it starts to get really messy. You see it a lot with some of these really top tier athletes' parents, and it's just so much pressure on them. And there's all this stuff, and like you don't know that, like you're saying, the relationships between are you going to go easy on them? Then the team also hates that relationship.
Yeah. Well, every kid's going pro.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Right? Every
100%.
baseball kid who plays summer league baseball is going pro. All these kids are going straight to high school, or the NIL, and they get paid now the college
Yeah.
money.
NIL,
and
yeah.
they go right to the pros. No doubt, everyone's going pro. So
How do
what
you-
do you need good parents for?
How do you feel about that pressure though? Like there's an Urlacher coming up.
Yeah, you know what? The thing I appreciate about my son is he doesn't have a choice with his last name, but he wants to do it on his own. He doesn't want me to be involved, like helping him, push him, and like that. He wants to do it on his own. He busts his ass. He works out. And he doesn't really want me to infringe, which I appreciate.
Yeah, that's
So he
huge.
wants to do it on his own.
We were talking to Trevor Immelman. We had him on the podcast a couple months
yeah.
ago. We were at his house in Orlando, and his son was in the room, and we were just talking. Like, I pointed to his son. I'm like, how do you feel about your dad being Trevor Immelman, won a fucking Masters, and he's the
Yeah.
President's Cup captain? Like, and Trevor actually stepped up. And he's like, not even though he's really good, doesn't mean he's gonna be a professional golfer.
Yes.
There's only 150 of us.
You hate to crush your kids' dreams or anyone's dreams.
know.
Like, you know what? The percentage of you going pro is about less than this and this.
Right.
It's go get your education. If you're good enough to make it, great. If not, you got a great education for 4 years or wherever you're going to go. It's just so minute who the kids that make it at pro sports.
Yeah,
It's hard,
I'd
but
love
everyone's
to
going to
get-
make it.
Yeah, they're
Everybody's-
not.
You got these parents that think, oh, my kid, he made the All-Stars for 5 straight years, 10 through 15, he's going to be the best player ever. It may not work out that way, buddy. It's a little different.
It's super unlikely it's going to work out that way.
Yes, it is.
Well, think
but-
about Charlie Woods right now, Tiger's
yeah,
son.
he's great.
He's amazing. He's on TV already, but like the kid's 11, 12 years old.
Right.
Yeah.
In
It's like
2
we're already
years,
saying he's on our podcast.
best ever.
I said he's gonna have more majors than Tiger.
I'll take the under. Let's take the
we
team.
also said in 2 years he could just love soccer and not even
let
care
him be
about
it.
golf anymore.
And I think Tiger wants to let him be a kid.
I think he
mean,
does,
I think
too.
he loves to play golf because it gives him something to do. But I also think he wants him to do his own thing. Like if he likes golf, great. If not, do something else.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think Charlie really likes golf, as you can tell.
Yeah,
He's
how
good
can
at
you
it.
not? Yeah, he's so good.
He's so good.
You know, I
Oh
love
my
it.
gosh. Well, we appreciate you stopping by here.
Yeah,
we don't
man,
wanna-
it's
we don't want to
fun.
hold you here in the hot weather. This fucking place is hot.
I think he really likes the hot weather.
I do like that. Well, it makes my back feel better. It makes my
Oh,
shoulders
yeah.
feel good. You know, kind of limbered up. I like I said, I like playing golf in the summer more because there's no one on the golf courses and it's hot the whole time. It's great.
Yeah.
Stay loose. When you get my age, staying loose is good.
You're looking good though, man.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
What
Bike
are you? Where are you at in terms of like when you were playing weight and what you are now?
So I played at 255. Before I went on my last trip, I was 242. I got back, I wasn't 242. I was a little heavy, but I'll go on 2 bike rides and be back to 242. I ride mountain bike, road bike, gravel bike, stuff like that. I'm not a big runner. I don't like that. Quit lifting. I haven't lifted in over 2 years, just push-ups and sit-ups, and I still eat like shit, but I like to ride my bike and play golf.
Okay.
It's a good combo in Arizona because you're gonna sweat a lot.
Right.
Did you always eat like shit?
Yeah, I've always eaten like shit.
Really?
Yeah, I'm gonna do it until I can't.
So you were never like strict diet, had to eat a certain amount?
That was
No.
that was a real conviction. I'm
Yeah.
gonna do it till I can't.
I love food, man. I like Chick-fil-A, Sonic, Chipotle, Grimaldi's, Pizza Hut. I know I'm leaving some shit out.
Did you eat Portillo's when you were in
Portillo's.
Chicago?
That was my neck.
There
So
you
there's
go.
Portillo's here in Tempe,
What?
which is 15 minutes from my house. Dude, the best burger. When I got to Chicago, like, yeah, Portillo's. I was like, oh, fuck that is. Unbelievable.
Oh, yeah.
The best burger. So here's my order. It's cheeseburger, onion rings, large fries, large Coke. Boom. That's it. Every time I go.
Gosh. And people
See-
are telling us to eat salads, like, because I'm growing man tits and shit. But like, you can eat all like this. You can eat like this and look like Brian Urlacher.
But you gotta exercise a little bit.
Yeah.
You guys are busy. You got traveling, golf
We're
tournaments.
pathetic. We're
That's right,
pathetic.
we're busy.
We're pathetic.
You gotta be the part. You gotta drink Trulies all day. You guys
I
got it
know.
rough. Yeah.
You're just.
You don't have time
You're
to
helping
like it.
us right
You're being
now.
nice.
I appreciate
You're
it.
being
yeah.
nice.
You gotta eat the shit they bring to the golf course. I can eat whatever I want.
So we were just around JJ Watt and fucking Brian Urlacher in the same
Y'all
week.
with JJ?
Yeah,
Oh, I
we
heard
played with
someone
him
said
on
that
Sunday.
earlier. How's he play at golf?
Dude, he hits it pretty good.
He hit
Does he?
100,
He's a big
190 yard 8 iron, and the next hole I think he swung a miss. But that's
Yeah.
his game. He said.
Oh.
He knew.
He says that's his game. He's like,
Okay.
I think he's like a 10 right now, maybe even higher.
That's good for
trying to get
during
better.
while you play. That's pretty good,
Yeah.
especially with the injuries he's had the last few years. What is
Totally.
where'd y'all play?
Played a Mountain Shadows par 3
Par 3,
course.
yeah.
Really fun. We
Yeah,
did a little
we're just a
video
good
there.
trip.
Yep.
So JJ's pretty good then. Nice.
Yeah.
He's healthy again.
Looked it?
Yeah,
Good.
he looked
Well,
healthy,
always
yeah.
looks good.
Yeah.
You know, you gotta get on the field where we always look good. You gotta
But
get
yeah,
on the field
he
and be
showed
healthy.
up to the Arizona, put up something that he was like at practice yesterday. Looks pretty good. And
Good.
Yeah, it was really cool. But
Brian
really
Urlacher and JJ Watt.
Fucking-
It's just been a
just
good
a
couple days.
good
for
golf
me.
podcast.
Solid
Yeah.
days for you guys.
Really good.
Yes.
But we appreciate you stopping
Thank
by,
you.
man. This has been an honor. You've been a legend, especially for him, for this guy.
Yeah,
He's
it's
always
very
talking
cool.
about
Midwestern
you, so-
guys. Yep.
That's right.
the way it goes. Yep.
But appreciate it, and thanks for
Thank
stopping
you.
by.
Yeah, thanks
Appreciate
for the
it.
time.
Thanks, guys.